Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self seeking and it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongdoing. Love does not delight in evil, but it rejoices in and with the truth. Love, it always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, it always perseveres. Love never fails. Love, it always wins. Good morning, good Monday morning. I am QUAN, and this is I Have No Cut Cards Tarot. I just had to make sure because I got to make sure that I'm on the right platform so I say the right thing because I'm not allowed to say certain things on other ones of my platforms. Okay, I want to make sure I'm live. Okay, good. Hey, good morning, Fox, that one. Caprenu, good morning. Did I say that right? Caprenu, I hope I said that correctly. Daughter of Zion, 116. All I need is 3. All right, I'm going to get started. All I need is 3. Where there are 2 or more gathered together in my name, there shall I be also. That's the name thing. Oh, and now we got 4. All right, Sandra, welcome. Let's get it. Guys, so y'all know I'm a talker. So very quickly, happy Valentine's Day belated to those of you that celebrate it. And even if you don't celebrate it, but you still recognize the spirit of it, because you grew up around it, whatever the case may be. I hope you enjoyed your day. It doesn't matter if you're with another person or not. As long as you're in union with yourself, I know you're completely happy. I'll just tell you, I took a bus ride through the countryside. I took a bus ride through the countryside of, and I got to see the countryside of Rwanda, Uganda, and Kenya over the weekend. And child, when I tell you, the only other thing more therapeutic for me, nature-wise, would be like going to the beach, going to the ocean, because that's water, salt water that cleanses. But outside of that, I cleanse myself by going through nature, which is the soil, the trees, anything created by God. So anyway, when I tell you to get a break, it was so refreshing from literally the witchcraft, being sent to me from a distance, however they do spiritually. They couldn't find my location because I was moving on a bus constantly. And the bus was taking a path through the countryside, and it passed through 3 countries. Okay, it passed through, oh my God, the most beautiful place on earth, Rwanda, which is the real Wakanda, like from the movie Black Panther. Now, if you remember in the movie Black Panther, Wakanda was an advanced society that was not run off of capitalism, but it was run kind of like off of energy, like an advanced society or whatever. That's why I'm referring to it that way. The most beautiful country on earth, I'm telling you, truly a place that shows what a society can become when it's not run by capitalism, but instead advanced technology and environmental consciousness. Excellent leadership due to higher intellect and wisdom, so for like a better, elevated, healthier way of living, not just for a small few, but collectively for everybody. It's amazing. They had and went through a very rough period with their genocide, if you remember in their history some years back. But their restart, now that that energy has been cleansed, because energy is a real thing in different places all over the world. It's certain things about a fresh start. That's why I refer to it as an advanced society, and like Wakanda, because it's not run off of capitalism. And Uganda and Kenya, passing through these places on the bus made it difficult for, the little group of cult that had been doing spell work on me continuously. They couldn't hold on to my location. So they couldn't reach me spiritually. So I cleansed my energy. It was so relaxing. And just to see nothing but people that were, they have their beautiful cities, but to be in the country closer to nature, the farms, where a lot of villages are, to look at the soil and look at the fresh vegetables, food, the trees, everything growing, and ride through nature. That was a whole therapy session for me. That was literally like a whole taking that bus ride with a window seat. I turned my phones off, no technology, and just sitting by the window and watching all the beautiful people and beautiful children, all healthy, running around, playing about their days. It was so therapeutic. I truly, was one with nature. I got to cleanse my energy, and I got a break from all the witchcraft by that cult that's been targeting me, from a distance or whatever the case may be. I'll say in America, that cult from America that's been targeting me. But either way, I just wanted to let you all know. I hope you had as wonderful a weekend as I had. I cleansed my energy. I did something that was therapeutic for me because I love myself. And that was my Valentine's Day spent with me. I hope you all did something special for yourself, because the most important type of love is self-love. I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to jump right into reading, because what I have to say is actually very important. Um, we understand that we literally, in these times that we live in, we have passed from uh, one age to the next. We have been alive, those of us that are still living, we are literally on the border of passing from the Piscean age into the Aquarian age, which means everything is changing right now. And there are some people not ready to let go of the old ways. Understand? Some of you all have experienced very heavy spiritual warfare, and I'm going to connect this to Babylon, which is the United States, okay? Specifically because they have been the bad apple in the world. The United States has been Babylon. It's been Sodom and Gomorrah. It has been the one trying to bully and cause problems all over the world for other countries, because the United States is a big whore. It's a greedy, unhealed whore that survives off of capitalism, greed, and people that don't do their shadow work and are unhealed, which is all over the world, but it's run off of pure capitalism. Okay, period. Okay. Now, for a very long time, there have been secret societies that the elite and the wealth class of the world have been able to live a certain type of lifestyle by keeping things hidden about how they manifest with doing the least amount of work, using the energy of the people that are the most abundant and prosperous. Because your wealth and abundance, it comes from your energy, whether it's your creativity in the inventions you create, the businesses you start, or the labor that you do utilizing what God gave you, which is the resources in your environment for farming, for minerals, for whatever it is in your communities all over the world, to manifest abundance for yourself. You're the abundant people and the abundant ones. The lazy demonic ones, though, that just want to have resources built up in companies and corporations where they can be wealthy and own off of your own labor, these people have found a way to create societies wherein they're able to harness your energy, mainly the energy of women. Okay, believe it or not, most of it is built off the energy of women. Now, if you understand the way the United States has been set up for a very long time, it's run by witchcraft. Okay, these secret societies, they run the government. They run the government because they have to do certain rituals, which is why things were set up within the society, with the churches, with religion, with certain dogma, by controlling the minds of people, ideology, by having everybody collectively do certain things at certain holidays. So you wouldn't understand they were part of rituals to allocate the energy where it needs to go during times of rituals. You understand? It's like a monopoly board almost, where they've set everything up in society, calendars, time, according to moon cycles, years, to do big rituals like 9/11 in order to gain wealth and abundance and keep things the way they were. But it worked up until now, the Aquarian age, because there's too much information out that's allowing people to free their minds from the dogma of colonized religion. Okay. And by people becoming free from colonized religion, it's allowing people to understand that everything that connects them to God is within themselves. And they can do shadow work, which is balancing your masculine and feminine energy to get in alignment to access God, which is their higher self, which is wisdom, perception, prosperity, abundance, and create on their own. They don't need people, in other words, to think for themselves. Okay. Because people don't no longer need people to govern them, the problem with the old patriarchal society, where you didn't know that you were being put into marriages with men that were secretly a part of secret societies, cults, and covens, and they were harnessing your energy. You didn't know that you were having children with, or marrying, or being in relationships with men that were in these secret cults and covens, where the trouble these men gave you, abandoning you at the wrong times on purpose when you're giving birth or something crazy. These things are not, or being abusive physically, emotionally, playing psychological games to completely fuck your mind up, doing the absolute worst things at the worst time, trying to figure out, why now would you do this? Why would you wait until the right moment to do so, abandon me or do this, and then come back as soon as this happens, or as soon as I start doing well or come up? You realize in this age of Aquarius that these were not just coincidences or someone being mean. These were deliberate, intentional acts by a lot of masculines that were secretly underground, a part of cults, with unhealed women that operate in masculine energy. And they were doing this to harness your energy so that they could get a payday. You understand? And because you've become all too aware, a lot of you have become all too aware of all of the energy harvesting techniques that have been being used on so many gifted spiritual women. You have wised up and you found ways to counter it. You spiritually gifted women that have done your shadow work, that are at an even higher vibration, that are operating out of your North Node, you're the most attacked, okay, for your energy, okay? Okay, so this is what they want, the message I was told to deliver to you all today, okay? This has to do with the copycat spirit, okay? This copycat energy, and how the government has given certain copycat energies, both men and women, access to surveillance you. They want me to explain something to you all. Listen carefully, and you already are aware of this. This is how the government decided they were going to keep control of you and keep you under order. Certain gifted women, okay? If you're a man, you can take it as it resonates. If you are a man that is balanced in your feminine and masculine energy, which means you're a very high functioning man, then it should resonate with you as well. This is what's going on. In order to control you and your resource, which is your energy and your wisdom and creativity, so that they could harness it and use it for their own benefit and their own self, they would need to have control over you. In other words, if you're a woman that functions very high for a company, you're an executive, or you could run a whole goddamn Fortune 500 company, but they don't want you to run it. They want you to run it, but with a lower title. They want you to use all your energy and intelligence and wisdom to run their company, I'm using as an example, or run their business, but you're not going to have that title. They're going to give you the title of like a security guard, or give you the title of an assistant to one of their executives, whoever the owners of a corporation company is. But you are the real genius in that company. You understand? But they want to utilize your strength and energy. So they don't want you to go start your own business or take your know-how. Say you're a cook and you have the recipes and the skill and talent ability to coordinate, to make because you have to have a lot of coordination if you're a cook, a professional cook as well. It takes a lot of coordination in knowing when to collaborate, what foods, what to sit out the night before, when to put something in the fridge, when to different times to do different things, to coordinate, to have something prepared by a certain date. A lot of work goes into it, a lot of thinking. Okay, whatever job that you do as a divine feminine woman or masculine, you're the best at it because of your connection to God, because of your creativity, because of how talented and gifted you are. Okay, because you're spiritually gifted, you're the best at whatever it is that you do. Okay, but they don't want you to utilize your own strength and ability for yourself. They want you to work in their company as a slave, but they don't want you to know that you're the genius that's making them rich in any aspect, whether you want to run your own school, a daycare, whatever. They don't want you to utilize, to know you're a genius. But the problem is the gifted women that I'm picking up on, that I'm talking about right now, the problem with all of you gifted women, you understand, is you already know who you are. They're unable to break your self-esteem. They're unable to pull blinders over you. They're unable to continue with because women's beauty has been attributed to your ability to survive in a patriarchal society with men. So the spells that were cast for over 600 years all over the world, longer than that, under colonization, to make you think that you're not the standard of beauty, that spell has been obliterated. So your self-esteem cannot be controlled based on your looks, which looks is more of a thing with women because it was attributed to your lifestyle in a patriarchal society. Okay, that's why. Because they can no longer control you in your self-esteem when it comes to your looks, your talents, your ability, and you're fully aware of who you are and how valuable you are for your energy. You understand how your energy works, not just on the physical realm, but on the spiritual realms. You're not afraid of a chakra. You're not afraid because of dogma in religion or indoctrination to read a book and to study and see what an energy center is, what a chakra is, to study in science about other planes of existence that are connected to the physical body, just like you have the earth, and then you have an ethereal plane connected to earth. You have all these other planes, etheric plane connected to earth. The earth has an emotional and mental body. Your physical body is just like the planet earth and has other bodies and an aura attached to it you can look at through a damn telescope. You understand? You're not afraid, even as a Christian woman or a Muslim woman or any other religion, to study science anymore. You're not afraid that chakras are the devil. You're not afraid that a gemstone that's formed in the earth might be connected to the devil, because they tell you it is, because the best place to hide your money is in a jar labeled poison. Anything of value, which is knowledge that you don't want people to find out about, you're going to label it as poisonous. But we've overcome psychologically all of those barriers. And because we have an understanding of how men and how secret societies that do rituals using our energy and the methods that are used to extract our energy, because we're aware of all the energy harvesting tactics through government programs like red pill and alpha male strategies. Oh, yes. These techniques that were used to control women's self-esteem, which would control your emotional body, which governs the sacral chakra, which is your money-making chakra, your sacral and root chakra, connected directly to your money and to your wealth, as above, so below, on the spiritual realm. Okay? Now, because we have all waken up, this is why you're under fire and on attack, and they've given copycats more control over you. Okay, I'm long-winded, but I'm driving for something here. Listen to me very carefully. There's not 1 or 2 or 5 copycat energies that seem to be in some kind of psychosis right now, that are attacking and surveillancing you guys. I need to explain the copycat to you all very quickly. The copycat can be your mother, it can be your sister, your cousin, your auntie. It can be a man, it can be your cousin, your male or female, an uncle, your brother. The copycat can be a friend, a teacher, a coworker, random people you run into. I'm going to explain very quickly the energy of this copycat energy. It's a spirit, and I'm going to explain what it is. So, what the government has been doing is they look for men and women that already are in a certain energy. They already have the spirit of jealousy. They look for men and women that are not healed, that operate from the shadow. They look for men and women that don't know how to process jealousy properly. Now, these are going to be normal people, normal humans that already are going through a normal human process, which are dealing with normal human emotions, one of which is envy and jealousy, anger, misguided, emotions and feelings, things of that nature. This is normal. It's a normal human process. We're all here to learn and to grow spiritually. And you can't do that if you don't experience all of the dark, negative emotions connected to fear. It's part of the human process. But what they specifically look for are individuals that are in that lower stage of that human process of spiritual development. They find people that are in early stages of development that are already looking people they're jealous of up, that are already stalking you. But they're already stalking you maybe on a low level, like stalking your social media, but they don't have any power or resources. They're already trying to see what they can find out through social media, spying on you and things like that. But they could not mirror your phone and do all those things. That's given access through the NSA and through people and employees that work for iPhone, Android, and these phone companies, okay? These were ordinary people, brothers, sisters, friends, co-workers, and people in your community that were already jealous of you, unhealed, and wish that they could exchange your energy for theirs. But it was amateur, if you can understand. And these are people that already had a desire to walk in your shoes without doing the work, without having the negative experiences that you had to have in order to get the lessons you needed to get in alignment and to grow, without having to go through all of the struggles that you had to go through mentally, psychologically, emotionally, physically, without having to learn the hard lessons where you got your karma for things, negative energy you put out. You understand? These are people that have not walked in your shoes, but they want to arrive at your location in life without having to go through the proper steps. Okay. And they thought they could just snatch your blessings from all the spiritual and physical work that you have done due to your discipline in going to work every day and your focus and minding your own business and working hard on yourself. So what they do is they will approach family members, copycat energies, friends that already had been stalking you, amateurs though, on social media, that already were jealous of you, already hated you, already wished that you would fail in life so that they could take your place and take what you have, already jealous of you for what you worked hard for, okay, without knowing your story or knowing how you got what you got, or maybe they did know and they just don't care, okay? And they take these people who they already know what their wish and desires are, and they recruit them into these covens, these secret societies and cults, and they present them with what they think is their complete wish fulfillment. They think what they're going to receive is, how would you like to have everything that Susie has? I noticed we saw what you did. You tried to do identity theft with her and you got in trouble and you're about to get locked up and go to jail. But we do have an alternative because we might share the same interests. Because Susie over there has something that we want. And if you help us to get it, we will give you your heart's desires, like a genie in a bottle. Like in the movie, the second Shrek, when the fairy godmother said, "We can make all your wishes come true." You like the way all the men like her and are attracted to her. How would you like that to be your energy? How would you like people to be popular and everyone to want to hang around you and all the men to be chasing you or wanting to talk to you or date you and be attracted to you? All those things, you're jealous. We've been watching you watching her. And then we watched you try to do identity theft and didn't get away with it. But we still might be able to work with you. If you join us and you join our cult, we will give you the resources. You think you were looking this person up and researching them on social media. Oh, we can do you one better. We can let you mirror their phone. We'll give you access to their whole life, cameras in their house and everything, because you already have an obsession with this person. Do you understand what I'm saying? They find people that already have an obsession with you, even before they're introduced to any cult or anything like that, that are willing to do things that are illegal to you. People that were already doing what they do now. They find these type of energies and they enhance them by giving them access to resources at the NSA, protection from the police, the FBI, the CIA, and all this type of stuff. And they enhance people that were already obsessed with you, offering them a chance to live out their fantasy. Now, the reason that they do this is because a lot of you gifted spiritually women are uncontrollable. A lot of you spiritually gifted women are not the type of women that are born into the world wherein, based on the television programming, you would easily fall under the collective mind control and think the way that they want you to, and be a follower and be emotionally codependent to the societal norms that they put in place. Everybody has to buy a house in a gated community in an HOA. And if you don't, you're the oddball out and you're not going to fit in. We're talking about, they go after the people that want to fit in. They go after the people that are emotionally codependent to the systems and the norms that the government puts in place that they want you to desire. Why would I not want to fit in to society so I can be normal, so I can fit into whatever is acceptable, so I can have friends, community, so I won't be the outcast, the black sheep? These are people that are insecure, that think that they're not insecure because they have important positions in societies, but they're really heavily emotionally codependent to these titles society gives them, to validation given to them by society. But there's an element of people that don't give a damn about this society, especially they see the society as bipolar, as they see the demon of capitalism as a sickness. Okay, wherein you don't have healthy children, you don't have a healthy mindset, you're not even growing real food anymore. You're emotionally codependent to someone telling you what you should wear, how you should look, and everybody needs to look like a goddamn Barbie doll or be light skinned with long hair or this, that, and the other. Everybody has to look under a standard of beauty. If you don't recognize that as a mental illness and a sickness, you're not accepted unless you're married to a woman that fits the standard of beauty that was approved by the hierarchy of the ruling class at the time. If you don't see that as mentally ill and a sickness, you might be under this type of programming. But there are a lot of divine feminine women that are spiritually gifted that have not been made to fall asleep, that are not programmable. You understand that when that frequency has been sent out, when they go through the school system that does the programming, it doesn't affect you. Your consciousness, when you were born in this world, is at a higher frequency and vibration than the frequency they put out, than the education that they put out to control your mind. And you are the ones that have been watched very carefully that were a threat to deconstructing this society of capitalism. Do you understand? So, because of this, they decided that spiritually gifted women that have high potency in your sacral energy, Your sacral energy is pure and it's at a very high vibration, which means you're spiritually wealthy, which means you're going to be physically wealthy. If you decide to start your own business, if you decide to relocate and start your own business anywhere in the world, you're taking your energy with you, your creative ideas with you. You're taking everything inside of you that makes you an abundant woman with you and traveling around with it or traveling wherever you are. It don't matter in the world. You understand? And because they can no longer put you into any type of position in their society, in their jobs, where all your energies and your insight and perception and intelligence is used working for them, okay, or at a lower frequency, sex trafficking you, or keeping you in so much poverty, like the asshole from Russia that's been going around to African women in African countries, exploiting them, going to women that are already in some kind of economically compromised position, specifically because all of the women in these countries are not economically challenged. But this asshole from Russia has been going specifically to look and search through and sift through to find women that are in vulnerable situations to exploit them for being willing to have sex for resources and money, which is something we all know you could goddamn go to Russia and do. You can go to the goddamn Ukraine and do that shit. You can go to any Asian country, any European country. You can go anywhere in the world. You can go anywhere in the world and sift through and find women in an economic situation where they're not doing good and there's not enough social systems that are going to give them free housing, food, and money and exploit them. Okay? But the point I'm making is whoever you are and the energy that you embody, you can think for yourself, create for yourself, and they cannot trap you any longer in any type of system where you're going to work for them. There were too many programs and too many ways for you to come up. And I'm talking about people that grew up in capitalist societies where you found a way, you found openings to gain wealth. And it's not necessarily wealth in the way they perceive it, like the wealth class. Wealth is opportunities. Wealth is access to resources. Wealth is doors opening for you to provide the resources that you need. It doesn't mean $1 billion in the bank. Wealth could be you got access to some land in another country where you were able to go off grid in a very healthy way and live a very wealthy life with healthy organic foods and bring your family. That's wealth. You could do it even in a capitalist society. You might have been able to go off grid and still run a business on grid. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about wealth, prosperity, and abundance, it comes in many forms, okay? It's not their definition of wealth, prosperity, and abundance. So because they can no longer trap you in these systems, and whoever I'm talking about, these spiritually gifted women that were, your perception was on point to where you could see the traps of the government help, aid, Section 8, EBT, food stamps, and all. It doesn't mean you couldn't benefit from them and still build your own on the side. I'm not saying that for any woman, okay? What I'm saying is you know better than to 100% rely on the government to give every aid to you and to be your mommy and daddy, okay? Because the person that you give the power to feed you, you also give the power to starve you, okay? They want to control you. Do you understand? And for some, that's how marriage works. I have to have control of all the money because if I have the power in a marriage to feed you, then I also have the power to starve you, okay? So I can control you, okay? So this is what the government did. They found women, spiritually gifted women that are advanced, that have this type of genius inside of them and energy to do things for themselves. And they created government systems to either send ops to you to try to put as many babies in you as they can, or get married to you, to bind you with children and get you financially strapped, or get you working in a contract for an employer, a Fortune 500 company or something, where all of your energy and creative genius is in a lower level position, even though you could run the damn company, but they're utilizing your energy and your intelligence, but they don't want you to know you're a genius. All these different scenarios. You could be a woman that's a scientist. You could be a woman that's a doctor, a chemist. You could be a woman that's a cook, a chef. You could be a woman that is a housewife, that is raising a healthy family, that's going to contribute to society because society is nothing without healthy young men and young women in it, to work and to run that society, have children in it, and create more husbands and wives that will create healthy families. So housewives are even more important, because they are the foundation of the families, and raising healthy children. But either way, because they could not trap you, because of your perception and intelligence, in any type of situation domestically, and you have escaped, whether it has to do with a low paying work job where they control your energy, or whether it has to do with a low vibing relationship where to survive you have to give your sexual access to someone in a toxic relationship that's a part of a cult that's funneling your energy up. You're not controllable, and your mind is not controllable either. You can think for yourself. You can see through all the illusions in relationships, in jobs, in societal norms. You can see through all the illusions of the dream of America, Disney World, capitalism, where everybody's a drug addict on the street, where people are overly stimulated to the point where you can't even eat the food in the right season. You have to have access to every type of food you can think of, at every hour of the day, every season of the year. Impatience, overstimulation, fake food with no nutrients in it, fake relationships, nothing organic, fake love, a horrible educational system, not real love from brother, sister, husband, wife, superficial relationships, social media, a harsh imbalance, work-life balance, a very sick, fake society. You don't want any of that. You don't want to be a part of a society with a sickness where you can see the evidence of the drug addicts out in the street everywhere you look, doodling and peeing all over the streets of California. This is not progress. This is not a celebration of capitalism, Disney World. This is great, the best country on earth. It's disgusting. It's vomit. With superficial relationships, no one knows what real love is anymore. All sex is transactional. Unhealthy children that are sociopaths that will, if they can kill their parents before the age of 16 to get access to some money, they will, sacrificing each other. That is not a healthy society. It's a society of sociopaths living in vomit, piss, and doo-doo, with drug addicts all over the place. That's not a heaven to you, okay? And the copycat energy, because they are unhealed, they make them an offer they can't refuse. They offer them to have all the things that you appear to embody and have. I can make you her because that's what you always wanted, because we've been monitoring you because you're a criminal. You're a criminal, you're a stalker, and you're a sociopath because we know you were abused and you're unhealed. But we want to encourage you. Instead of putting you in jail, you can join our organization, and you will have exclusive access. And we're going to give you the type of surveillance equipment. You'll have access to people that work in the NSA so that you can track and monitor and GPS track the people that we're going to get you to stalk that you've already were obsessed with. Okay. But what you have to allow us to do here we go. This is what I was trying to get to. What you have to allow us to do is you have to be a part of what we believe spiritually. You're going to do these satanic rituals. You're going to do these rituals in which you have to allow us to attach an entity to you. And these entities are going to use your vessel. You understand? We can call them archons. You're going to allow them to use your vessel so that they can get energy. And we just want you to understand, nothing is free, but that's a small price to pay to get your complete wish fulfillment. And that right there is the trick. The trick is your little sister or your big sister or your little cousin or your friend that wanted to be you so bad, that was stalking you, that was jealous of you, because they didn't heal and they were presented with this offer and they were told, all you have to do is sell us your soul, so to speak, and allow us to attach this entity to you, so we can do these rituals. And that way we can channel that, funnel that person's energy, because nothing's free. And all we're asking for is energy. And in exchange for this energy, you're going to have money. You're going to have the woman or the men that you want to be attracted to you. You're going to have nice cars. And the person you're jealous of is going to be jealous of you instead. So whoever that low vibrational person is, that copycat energy, spirited person, when they are offered this deal to become a part of this secret society, it seems like a dream come true. I don't care. You can attach an entity, because at the time they were thinking that's not a big price to cost. That's not a big payment. That's not a big price to pay to get their complete wish fulfillment. It's like the fairy godmother, giving them their greatest dreams and desires. And because they're unhealed and their third eye is blocked or their perception is distorted, they don't see the pros and the cons of allowing an entity to attach to you and take over your vessel. They think that this is just something that they'll barely even notice, and this entity is just going to be feeding off of the energy that they get through the misdeeds that they do, gang stalking you, to cause you to have emotional outbursts of anger and sadness, okay? And that entity is going to feed off of that energy, and that's a small price to pay for their wish fulfillment. What they don't know is that the entity is going to take over their entire crown chakra and take over their entire heart and take over their sacral and root chakra. They don't know that entity can, like a gremlin after midnight, reproduce itself inside their spiritual body and attach to every single energy body connected to their spiritual body. That means your thoughts aren't even yours anymore. That obsessive entity that wants negative energy, that's causing you to go out there and essay women and physically violently beat children and try to essay them, because you allowed an entity, when you join that secret society, to take over your crown chakra. Now you can't control your impulses. You understand? You don't understand why suddenly, as a woman, you on fire sexually, and you want to have sex like a goddamn animal in heat, reckless sex with anyone you come in contact with, and you can't control your sexual urges, because they need you in that overly sexual, promiscuous energy, because they need you at any given time to do these rituals and do sex magic for them. So now you've got a gremlin that reproduces after midnight type entity attached on your sacral chakra, which is your sexual energy, and you can't control your impulses. You can't think right, and you're completely obsessed. You're a copycat energy that's been taken over by an obsessed demonic entity force that's controlling your thoughts now and your impulses, both sexually and mentally, and your self-esteem is in the ground because you've lost control of your body. You've lost control of your soul. You've lost control completely. You're no longer in the driver's seat of your consciousness, and now your self-esteem is completely shot. You were promised Disney World. You were promised that you were going to get richer than wealth, and they gave you a new car. They put you into a house that you own. No, because y'all are not smart. Y'all will sit up there and let them put you into a rental. You see, you sit up there and don't even negotiate right. You selling your damn soul, and you don't even force them people to give you a house that you own solely with a deed. They put these people into squatting situations in homes that are mansions, nice homes, and they're like, it's yours. Don't worry, you have police protection. No one's ever going to bother you. You can live there. It's a third vacation home by some wealthy person that lives over in the Netherlands somewhere, and you're good to live in there. Don't worry. You don't have to leave. You can set up in there for years. You understand? They'll let them squat somewhere or pay off their rent for a couple of years. See, These people don't even know the value of how priceless your soul is. You then gave your vessel over to a demonic spirit to take over. You then gave yourself over to an entity, and you don't even own a piece of property. You don't even own the car they gave you half the damn time. They got you approved for an auto loan. This is what you bartered your soul for. A car you don't even goddamn own. A house to live in you don't even goddamn own. But you bartered your soul. Somebody give me the Bible verse that talks about what good is it that a man, what profited it a man to sell his soul to gain the whole world, but he loses his soul. That's exactly what the Bible was talking about when they said, what profited it a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? They were talking about these people that make these demonic contracts, and they give their vessel over, they give their consciousness over to a demonic spirit, an archon, an alien being, a spirit that does not have its own vessel or body to experience what it feels like to be alive. That's why it's numb. It's a sociopath spirit, and it wants a physical vessel because it wants to feel again. It wants to see what it feels like hot and cold. It wants to see what it feels like to get an orgasm and feel energy. This is why it wants a human vessel. This is why it wants a human vessel, so it can feel alive. Otherwise, it's cursed, and it has to roam the earth. What do y'all think? Y'all thought that hell was the lake of fire where you're burning, your skin is on fire for day and night, 24/7. Wrong! Hell is a state of mind. Hell is a state of mind where your consciousness is at the time it departs this human vessel. And for some, depending on what your ass did, your consciousness is you've lost the right to get another human vessel in order to develop your soul to get to a higher state of existence. So just like in Superman 2, where they banished those criminals that came from Superman's planet into a mirror, it's like these spirits that roam the earth that have done something unforgivable. They broke some kind of spiritual law where they could never get a human vessel. And they're forced to roam the earth on the spiritual realm and never get a human body again. Like losing your driver's license privileges because you did something so horrible you could never drive again. You understand? These are spirits that the hell that they're in is the burning desire. I remember when my dad was breaking this down to me. Hell is the burning desire to want to feel, to want to be a part of life existence, to want to feel something, but it's complete numbness. You're forced to experience life just through some eyes, just through what you can perceive and see, but you don't have a body. All you can do is watch. If you ever saw that movie Being John Malkovich, you had all these people that were trying to go through a portal that had already passed on so they could get into the subconscious mind of a baby so that they could experience life just by seeing everything through this baby's eyes. You understand? There are spirits that are roaming the earth that cannot get a human body because they broke some spiritual law. So the best they can do is if they can get a human that don't know no better and don't know the value of their soul to make a spiritual contract, all you got to do is say, yes, I agree, to allow them to attach to their vessel, then that archon or spirit or entity attachment, once you say yes and make that deal with that practitioner, it takes over your crown chakra. It reproduces like a gremlin after midnight that has eaten and had water, and it attaches to all of your chakras, and it takes over your body. Somebody baby sister, somebody baby brother that was jealous of them, somebody's older brother, older sister that was jealous of them, somebody cousin, auntie, uncle, coworker, friend, childhood friend. Somebody was jealous of you, and they didn't know that the entity was going to take over their whole life. They thought that they would still have control over their body and over their own thoughts, and it was going to be like a dream, walking in your shoes, watching you lose everything while they have everything, because this is the way they perceived you. They perceived you as blessed and them being cursed because they perceived you as having everything, the talent, the intelligence, the independence, because of your intelligence, the independence and the freedom and the beauty on the inner and the out. They thought you had everything, and they wanted to see you lose everything so that they could have everything, because they wanted you to know how they felt. You understand? And that's how the copycat energy is. The copycat energy is not happy for anybody. All they know, because they don't know healing, they don't know self-reflection. All they know is, I want you to feel how I feel. And there's somebody in your life that's a copycat that only wanted you to feel their pain, what it feels like when we go out and nobody notices me. I just want you to feel how I feel. I just want you to see what it feels like to be completely ignored by people, for people to look at you like you don't have a personality. I want you to see what it feels like for no one to be interested in what you have to say. No one to be interested. People to have to consciously, to be polite, force a conversation with you for about a half a minute just to be nice to you, and then to avert their attention back to the initial person that's getting all the attention. I want you to know what it feels like to be invisible in the world, and to you to look like you're getting it all. Marriage proposals, or whatever, a beautiful, healthy, intelligent woman and family, beautiful, healthy children, while I'm sitting over here with nothing. No one wants to talk. No one wants to engage. No one thinks I'm brilliant or smart or funny. It's a copycat man, a copycat woman out here that wanted literally to swap places with you. They wanted you to see what it felt like to be them while they have everything. And this was their initial desire. But that was the trick. That was the trick of the enemy. The trick of the enemy is to tell them, like the fairy godmother, I can grant all your wishes and desires, and yes, that will happen. But they know that's not going to happen if you're in your north node and you're healed. What was really going to happen, it was a trick to allow these entities to get holds of vessels so that they could experience human life, because they're numb and they're in hell, which is, hell is the burning desire to want to feel, but all you feel is numbness. You can't feel hot, cold. You can't feel anything. You can just see. If you've ever traveled out of your body spiritually, you know what I'm talking about. Your consciousness is there, but you can see things, but your body isn't there. You're just consciousness kind of floating around. Okay? This is how these entities are, and they can feel nothing. So their hell is the burning desire to want to feel alive, to want to not feel numb, to want to feel orgasms, to want to feel full, to want to feel hunger, to feel what it feels like to be full, hungry, desire, sexual desire, happiness, extreme joy, pain. They want to. That's why entities want to feel both joy. They want to feel pain. They want to feel all the things in the human experience, but they're banished, and they need your vessel. So whoever this copycat spirit energy is, it started off innocent, which is part of the human experience, but they didn't know that they were going to get more than they bargained for. And now a lot of them are stuck and they're trapped, and they're not even functioning at the seat of their consciousness. It's an entity there. They're not at home, because no man or woman is obsessed to the point of some of these women and men that are in your energy surveillancing you. The reason they seem oddly, like, real awkward with their surveillance, like to the point where, no, I have to eat, sleep, breathe, everything I can't take is because that person that made that deal is not there. They're not at the seat of that person's consciousness. That is an entity that wants your energy, that's in the seat of that person's consciousness. Your little sister or big sister did not know the entity was going to take over their entire vessel. They thought it was a small price to pay to make you feel the way they feel, and to step into your shoes so that you can see how they see you, as someone that's privileged, okay? Or your friend, okay? but they got more than what they bargained for. And it's the entity that's running that human vessel. They got control of all these human vessels now that they are using, and they've now given people that were already familiar with surveillancing you, already obsessed with you, already trying to track and monitor you before they ever even had access to government resources. And they've enabled them, now that their entities have taken over these people, they've enabled them to utilize all of the government systems, including the NSA, the CIA, and the FBI, and the police departments, so that they can hyper surveillance you, because they're trying to find ways to still get your energy, to still destiny swap, to still copy your energy, to still observe you. And they are, that obsessed person is not the human they used to be. Okay? All right. So I'm going to get ready to jump in this read. It's so funny. I was at an airport, and I don't like to put names and put stuff like that out, because, and the only reason I like to say this is because when I travel and go places, it's not the places that I travel to and the people that are the problem. Human nature is human nature anywhere you go. But it's the assholes from America that are a part of this cult, that have government access to hack systems and to pay and bribe people money anywhere I go to create imbalances for me. They're the problem. Because you can go anywhere where somebody might need money to pay a hospital bill that might be in an economically challenging situation, and offer them money to do something to a complete plans. They would do it if I was in England. They would do it if I was in Thailand, in China, any country I go to that they offer money to cause an imbalance. Of course, those people are they're going to go find someone that actually needs the money in a compromised situation and do that. So my goal is to expose the actual cult that's been on my ass. Not the people they're paying, but the actual cult, because they are the root of the problem, because they are the ones that are coming from America, that are connected to these government institutions causing these problems. I'll tell you all real quick. I was at an airport, and at the airport, it was a small flight, a very small flight. It shouldn't have been no problem. But they sent some of their folks to do death spells on me that were in their ego, and they were sure it was going to work. And when they came to where I was at the airport, and they all started doing the death spell and it didn't work, they made them delay the flight for about 30 minutes. And they were like, give us 30 more minutes. This bitch going to have a heart attack. I promise. Come on. And they were doing this death spell on me. And then they were like, okay, delay the flight for an hour. All right, damn it, why haven't she dropped dead yet? Delay the flight for 2 hours. What the hell? Cancel the damn flight. Cancel it. Cancel the flight. These cults that are connected to these secret society, they want to show you how much power they literally, and then they told some lie, they were like, oh, it's the weather, and it was nothing wrong with the weather. But these cults that are connected to these secret societies run by the wealth class, they think that it is a power play to literally cause people inconvenience by shutting down a whole flight and not being able to give any reason why. Like, it's because someone we're targeting is on that flight, like Jonah and the whale. And if we can't get to that person, ain't nobody flying today. Like, literally, that's what they were doing. And they kept doing the death spell. And because they were cocky about it and thought the death spell was going to work and it didn't, they wanted more time. And after 2 hours, delaying the flight for 2-3 hours, and still the death spell not having going on. This has worked on people before. And the thing about it is, the secret society, hold on, they don't have, I'm not going to name them. They don't have, everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me, working out for me, working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me, working out for me, working out for me. I'm back. Okay. Y'all don't got to worry. I'm not going to say no names. Y'all don't gotta mess with my signal. I'm not gonna name nothing. They worried that some of the people that miss their flight and connecting flights, they a little worried. They like, oh, we don't want nobody to know what was really going on. I ain't gonna say no names, but I'm just saying the point that I'm not gonna name nothing. I'm not naming nothing. I'm just saying what happened. But these secret societies that are connected, to this cult, they think that they are showing their power by shutting down a whole airplane flight with no real reason. Like, well, no, we don't have a reason because we can't tell you it's because we were trying to kill someone that was on that flight, like Jonah and the whale story. We can't tell you that. We literally shut down a whole flight, inconvenienced people that had connecting flights, and did all this for one person. But because they can't say that, it's they wanted to show how powerful they were, that we can be childish and like literally cancel a flight. But they didn't show that was not a power move. And I'm going to explain really quick why. The reason that was not a power move was what you showed was how the person that whose energy you're trying to get, who you're trying to take out, you're showing how important they are. They were so valuable and important to you, and their energy is so potent that you literally canceled a whole airline flight and inconvenienced a bunch of people for one person. What kind of person is that important? What kind of person is that powerful that you would shut down a whole and cancel someone's flight just to try to get to that one person? What kind of energy do they have? What child is this? What kind of golden child? What kind of high priestess is this that you literally would have to stop an airplane flight and you still were not able to do a death spell to take them out? What kind of person were you going after that you were unsuccessful even at that? That says everything about the person you were targeting. So it was not a power move by having a flight canceled. Look what we can do when we're targeting someone. I didn't see that as a power move. I saw that as validation of how powerful I am. Actually, what they did was show me how powerful I am and how important I am. I'm so important that you literally had an airplane flight canceled, messed up people that had connecting flights to London and other stuff. That's how important I am. And that's how valuable my energy is. That's how desperate you are to stalk, monitor, and watch me. That lets me know that I'm higher ranking than you, because it's you sniffing behind me like a dog. It's you stalking and surveillancing me. It's you knocking things over left and right, trying to just get one whiff of my scent, of my energy. Just look and see one peak, just one sight of the light that embodies me spiritually, just to get a little bit close to me, just to see that real energy I embody. Cancel that plane. This is a Christ child right here. All you did was validate that you're nothing. Yeah, you might be a part of a secret society and connected to physical wealth on the earthly plane, but you showed your hand, and you just showed that you have no power at all whatsoever. You showed you have no real spiritual ranking. You showed that I'm a Christ child. You showed that I am a Christ child. And see, I'm not looking for you because you're nothing. You're nothing worth looking for. But you're looking after and for me because I'm everything, bitch. Let's go. All right. So this reading is about the copycat energy. Okay. This is about the copycat energy and how there is a specific copycat energy that is like a clone. When I keep telling y'all about these clone energies, that's kind of what I'm talking about here too. Some are actual clones, but some of them, their mind is gone. That person is not inside that vessel. You're like, oh my God, this woman wakes up every morning and attacks me with spell work, like around the clock, and all they do is live, breathe, and eat watching me through my phone, watching me through surveillance cameras. The minute I step out my house, following me, because these are not humans. They are human bodies that were promised some kind of wish fulfillment in some kind of deal, but in actuality, the exchange was some soulless entity, archon, that was looking for a human vessel, and they got tricked up out of their spot. They got tricked up out of their vessel, and that's why these people behave in a way that, like invasion of the body snatchers, like they're not human. That's what you're dealing with. So that if that was your little sister or older sister or brother or cousin or friend, that's not them inside that body. Look in the eyes. They're going to have a glazed look in their eyes like they're not there, because they are not there. That's an archon, a demonic entity, a spirit that's in the seat of their consciousness that's only trying to find a way to get your energy. They are inside their conscious mind crying. Like in the Exorcist movie, y'all remember in the Exorcist when the little girl, I think Emily, she was inside her consciousness, but that demonic spirit was also there. And that demonic spirit was the one talking back and forth with the priest. But every now and then, Emily would come to the surface and start crying. And she would be like, help me, please. Every single stalker that's a copycat that took an oath and sold their soul because they didn't know, not even for a house they own or a car they own, which lets you know they didn't know the value of their soul, okay? But either way, they are in a form of Emily Rose exorcism. That's what they're going through. That entity has completely taken over the vessel, and they're inside wishing that they could take back over their own body, and they're crying. A lot of them are crying at night, crying during times when they're alone. They're crying tears because they are not who they used to be, and they've lost control of themselves. That's why some of them actually do, in a moment of desperation, try to find people that can do an exorcism for them to free them for this invasion of the body snatchers thing that's been going on. And it's true, yeah. That's why I am serious about opening up some kind of almost like some kind of church that strictly works doing exorcisms for these archon spirits, these archons and entities. There are a lot of young people and older people that literally are crying on the inside, and they do want their body back, but they don't know how to get it back. You know, a lot of them, can you exorcise this entity attachment from me? You know, I mean, I know there are spiritual practitioners that are able to do this too, but some people don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it, and that entity will, and of course, healing is how you do it. I mean, you can exorcise an entity, and you can exorcise an entity out of somebody, but it'll come right back, and it'll bring more entities with them. The Bible even talked about that when they said, yeah, you can cast a spirit, you can cast a demon out of a man, but if he's still, those doors are still open, then what the Bible say in the story about the man that was demonically possessed, he will bring 7 times the amount of demons to come back into that body again. That means a Christ child can exorcise the demonic spirit entity out of a person that's possessed, but once they get that entity out of that person, if that person is not healed and their aura has huge holes in it, which are open doors, and they still have all of their chakras out of balance and alignment because they're still jealous, they're still unhealed, they haven't done any shadow work, those are all open doors that 10 more spirits, just like the one that left, are going to come right back, and they're going to walk through those unhealed doors and take over that person's body, and it'll be worse than it was before. That's why you can't just exorcise an entity or spirit up off of somebody. You have to find the door that allows them to walk in. You have to help them do the healing work or guide them. If you're a person it's some counseling and follow-up counseling that has to happen. You have to find out what door or what doors, depending on how messed up they are, what doors were open to allow, was it jealousy, was it envy, was it unforgiveness, was it anger? Which door did that entity enter through? So when you exorcise that demonic spirit and entity up out of them that attached to them, then that door whatever the psychological issue was, that healing has to happen. That behavior has to be addressed. They have to go through some kind of shadow work. They have to take accountability, okay? Take some form of acceptance and do some healing work. It's like when you take a drug addict that's been sex trafficked and you rescue your child from sex trafficking. It's a Lifetime movie I watched, y'all. But while they were being sex trafficked, they got your child on drugs. So you can't bring your child back home and just rescue them from the sex trafficker, because they're now addicted to whatever drug they forced in them. And that addiction is going to force them to go back so they can get high again. Otherwise, they'll go into withdrawal. If you rescue a child that's been sex trafficked from sex trafficking, they have to go straight from sex trafficking into rehab so that they can get the drugs out of their system and heal from that and go into recovery immediately. Or they're going to immediately, it's the same thing with the demonic spirit. Whatever unhealed way of thinking, unbalanced thought pattern that person had, or multiple thought patterns they have to immediately go into some kind of church program, or even if it's not a church program, some kind of healthy therapy that will help them immediately start challenging, thinking about, confronting, getting to the bottom of their shadow work that open those doors, whatever the wounds are that need to be addressed. They need to immediately start doing the shadow work so that those doors won't be open for those entities to come back and bring more with them. That's all I wanted to say. All right. Holy Divine Spirit, what is the energy crowning this read? One more flip. Let's go. One more. Okay. Y'all like, damn, Kuan Yin. An hour and 12 minutes, and you just pulling the first card, empathy. So the first card that's coming out here is empathy. Maybe because you have the love of Christ in you, you might have empathy. I didn't say the type of empathy where you're going to allow people to get away with what they did to you. I didn't say they don't need to go to jail. But empathy on a collective spiritual sense, meaning this is a normal human with a soul, whoever your copycat is, or copycats are, they're normal human beings with souls that have the same challenges that they have to overcome, which is part of the human process, which are all of the emotions, not just connected to love, but the emotions that are connected to fear. All the emotions that are connected to fear that all of us at some point in our evolution experience. So these are people that in their normal human process of normal human emotions that help us to learn and grow, at some point, this person made a deal that they didn't fully understand, which allowed an entity to completely take over their vessel. So it's a whole bunch of copycat zombies walking around like this right now that have no control over what they do. You understand? And they wish they could get control back. And that's the empathy you feel for the plight of the human soul. When you get stuck in a contract because you made a bad decision, because at a vulnerable time in your process and in your life, you made a bad decision to make a contract instead of healing. Okay? That's the empathy that you feel. What is this? What are the messages? Ooh, this one fell. Sorry, Dad. Empathy, discipline. Okay, I don't know if this is in the reverse or the upright. So this could be talking about someone has a lack of discipline, a lack of an ability to discipline their mind or discipline themselves. Part of discipline is patience. Like, even if you wanted to manifest something someone else has, and do it the right way, but it wasn't going to happen in the time frame you wanted it, that's where patience comes in. It might not be your season, which means you have to have the discipline to have the patience to wait until your season. What are the messages, Holy Spirit? Failure. I don't know if these are coming in the reverse or the upright because they fell the other way. I have failure, discipline, empathy. Let's go. Ooh, these cards are like hotcakes. They are like falling all up out. These was meant to come out. These three right here. Jesus. They were thrown out of my hand, those extra cards right there. So they want me to pull all of them out. Okay. I have worry. I have humor, and I have courage. All right. Strength, courage, and wisdom, like India Arie used to sing when music was good. Really? We can't sing songs about strength, courage, and wisdom? You got to be kidding me. We can't even sing songs or play music for our children. This is the capitalist society that's everybody's dream and wish come true. You can't even sing songs or play music about strength, courage, and wisdom for your children. The only kind of music you allowed to access publicly is music that encourages your children to only have transactional sex and be materialistic. And all of their value is on how many superficial things they can have access to. That's the society we desire, right? Everything superficial, nothing that comes from within yourself. Someone is in great sorrow right now. Somebody's sad because they couldn't get this great fortune. Okay? So somebody could be in great sorrow right now because they could not get great fortune. Okay? Someone is in great sorrow. They couldn't get great fortune, fatality. There could have been a death with the coffin energy, or something could have come to a complete ending, or a transition. Something could be transitioning with that coffin energy, but that often represents the death card. So someone's sad because something is coming to a complete end, or someone could have died and they're not getting great fortune. This might be whatever they were a part of. Okay, court official in the reverse and main male. Okay, we're going to get this in a minute. Whatever somebody, whatever kind of operation somebody had going on, they want me to clarify court official and main male, and I will in just a minute. So there's a main male, court official, something came to a complete end. Someone's in great sorrow here because they're not going to get great fortune. Whatever they were doing, it came to a complete end. And they are so sad about it. Okay? All right, they want me to clarify these cards especially for you. So I'm going to do that right here for you right now. Tell me about discipline. I know empathy came out in the upright. And I know that empathy is your energy. It's almost like when, you watch some of these YouTube videos and you see young people of every race, every color, every culture, but you see a whole generation of just younger people, seeing younger people in the news that seem like they're completely gone, like they're lost. Not all of them, but a lot of them, they seem like they're spiritually completely lost, depleted, no moral compass at all, no integrity at all. And you see a lot of them completely lost and detached from real love, love for family, love for, it's like the last days type energy, empathy. That I feel like that's the type of empathy you feel when you're watching and seeing younger people, like a lost generation, even older people that you're like, come on, man, you didn't get it yet. And you just like, bless his heart or bless her heart, that type energy. Somebody that didn't think right about something. What is discipline? So so this might be discipline in the reverse. So they're saying there's an emperor energy here. This could be an Aries. This person has broken thinking. This is someone that does not know how to balance their dark and light energy. When we talk about the Four Swords, the thinking suit in the reverse, it could be someone that is in reflection, but the way they reflect is not healthy or balanced. Okay, they don't think right. They have broken thinking. They don't know how to balance their dark and light energy. They don't know how to be fair. So the Four Swords reverse, it's like when they try to process something with their brain about something they're doing, you're hoping they make the right decision, but they still keep going the wrong way with their thoughts. Like, well, if we couldn't kill this person and steal what they have and take it for ourselves, then maybe the right thing to do would be, and you're like, come on, you're getting it. Come on, Emperor, you're getting it. Let me see that spiritual growth. Maybe if we wait for a week and catch them when they're not paying attention, we'll sneak up on them. We can get it. And then we'll clobber them over the head and you're like, no, you're still going the wrong way, Emperor. You understand? So there's someone here that lacks structure and discipline. This is someone that wants instant gratification and they don't care by any means necessary. This could be a father figure. This could be a woman or a man. It could be an Aries. Okay. They lack structure and discipline in their thoughts and actions. What is failure? Clarify failure. Okay, I have the justice card here. Someone could be a Libra, or something might be justified. No, it's a Libra. There might be a Libra here that's very burdened trying to get a crime, or they failed. Okay, there's a Libra here dealing with the burden for some kind of a crime that they tried to get away with because they failed. The Page of Pentacles is talking about some type of work that's destructive, dishonest, that lacks integrity. And the Ten of Wands is the burden, and it's clarifying failure. There's a Libra that was a part of trying to cause some kind of crime or mishap to happen in your life, but they failed. And they're burdened by whatever was connected to this crime they tried to pull off, because most likely they have an entity attachment and they're being used. So they're connected to foot soldiers that they pay that are up around you to do things to you. What is courage? Tell me about courage. What is courage? Holy Spirit. The Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles can be talking about a brand new start of something physical, a new physical relationship, a career, a job. It's a physical manifestation of something new. So somebody might have the courage to start something all over again. It could be a business, a love relationship, a physical relationship with someone. The sun. Wow. Okay. This is Leo energy, but the sun also could represent all good now. This is a season of all good now. God's a favor. It's all good now. The sun. Somebody might already know somebody or have a connection to something from the past already, or somebody could have gotten some bad information about something, a lie or something in the past. Okay, and somebody couldn't defend something. So somebody is starting something all over again because there was some kind of a lie in the past that was told that could have caused like a rotten apple in someone's institution, in someone's environment. A rotten apple, which would be someone that told some kind of a lie that spoiled everybody in a job or an organization, like made everybody completely rotten and threw everything off. Somebody's getting a brand new start, and they're getting that brand new start because they have weeded out the bad apple, the rotten apple, the wolf in sheep's clothing that told some kind of lie and poisoned their organization, their job, poisoned everybody they were connected to. Whoever that person was, they were able to weed that person out because that person's lie caused a whole bunch of people to take some kind of action that can't be defended at all. All right. And courage. This person is very courageous. They're courageous because you have to have courage to be able to take accountability, to become aware of the truth, even if you made mistakes when you found out that truth. And even if you were a part of whatever toxicity was going on, and to make a conscious decision to stop, go the other way, even if it meant I have to rebuild all over again. It takes a lot of courage to stop and to rebuild your life, your job, your organization, whatever, your relationships, new people. It takes a lot of courage for someone to stop and go the other way, especially if you're an older person at a later stage in your life. That takes courage to do the right thing. Because oftentimes when the majority of the people that have already been poisoned are already doing the wrong thing and they're comfortable in what they're doing, it's abrupt. It's like tearing off a Band-Aid or taking a blanket off in the cold. You know, it's shocking. It's going to be a lot of uncomfortable changes that don't feel good for a long time before things get settled. So you have to be brave to go into the unknown to make the corrections to whatever. Okay. Why is worry here in humor? Clarify worry. Somebody's worried about their complete wish fulfillment, which is an offer. So someone might want to offer someone a job or a relationship. Someone might be coming towards someone to make them an offer for a relationship or a job or both or something. And the Five of Pentacles reverse. I don't know if this is someone that you kicked out of your energy, or there was some kind of separation or isolation here, or maybe they kicked other people out of their energy that were toxic, that were connected to someone that was a bad apple, that told a lie that could have made everybody else rotten. Either way, somebody wants to make you an offer and they're a little bit nervous and they're a little bit worried. It's like they're trying to look at the bright side, the humorous side. It says here, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So whoever this courageous person is that's coming towards someone to make you an offer, they're trying to look at the bright side. I guess they're trying to, well, if they say no, whatever, I gotta be prepared for X, Y, and Z. It's like an element of anxiety and nervousness. They're a little bit worried, but I feel like if their mind is in the right place and their intentions are positive, and this person intentions are good, I feel like this person is going to be successful with this offer. Okay. Now, they did tell me to clarify court official in the reverse and main male. So let me go ahead and pull these cards and see what it is. All right. Court official. Who's this court official energy and main male? All right. Court official. Are we here? Yes. Okay. What y'all? What are these cards? They said demons. Who like irritate you? Demons. Child. Okay, this is it. Okay, court official. Okay, I want y'all to clarify, not y'all. Y'all like, how many spirits you talking to, Quan? What in the world going on with you? Because I said, I want y'all to clarify, right? You're like, damn, child, y'all wouldn't believe if I told y'all. Clarify court official in the reverse, please. Thank you. Somebody could be a caterer. Maybe someone has a catering business or something like that. Somebody could be a sovereign citizen, or somebody could be separate outside of the government that might have a catering business, do something with food. All right. I want you to clarify court official. I want y'all to clarify again. Why do I keep saying y'all? All right. Somebody ancestors might be up in here, y'all. Okay. There could be several energies that might want some messages to come through right now. That's what I'm getting. There might be several messages that might need to come through right now is what I'm hearing. Again, I am a sovereign citizen. Okay. Somebody could be a sovereign citizen. I don't know. It could be a main male even, or just a main person, or somebody might be somebody might be in the process of separating themselves from the government, and they're saying, you know how to cook. So you might be able to do something like with some kind of catering business or something. There might be somebody in my collective right now that's trying to come up with ideas on how to survive. You might be going through something. You could be trying to separate yourself from the demonic government or system. So whoever I'm talking to, see, they're about to try to cut me off. Whoever I'm talking to, all right, let me make sure y'all can still hear me. Okay, can y'all still hear me? Okay, I am still on. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Somebody might be disconnecting from the government, like I said, or government systems. Like, you're tired of paying $1,000 electric bill. I'm tired of paying $2,500 for rent. This is all because of capitalism, of course. It's places where you can get everything you need and your electric bill be $30 a month. Ask me how I know. You're tired of living somewhere where even if you do solar panels, your electric bill is over $1,000 a month, where overseas, you don't, as long as you can afford to purchase the system, you know, you don't pay anything. You understand? It's so many. When you do things in a country where it's run off of capitalism, they find how to control every utility. They find a way. Even if you find a way to get that for free, they'll still manipulate things in such a way where they'll find a way to tax you or make you still pay for your solar or whatever you're trying to do. You understand? Somebody could be trying to free themselves right now of the way the government operates, and they want me to tell you catering. You know how to cook, you know how to make food, whether you know how to make desserts, donuts, whatever, whether you're making like desserts or whether you cook dinners, whether you know how to just cook a nice soup and rice and just serve it every day and people get used to getting it from you every day. You know how to cook and they want you to do that. Whoever I'm talking to, okay? All right. Clarify. I think it might be a main male I'm picking up on. You might still be working, but you're trying to find a way. They're saying you know how to cook. So maybe you know how to cook or grill or something. Okay. Tell me about court official in the reverse. Tell me about court official in the reverse. Oh, wow. Okay. I have hairdresser or nail technician. Wow. They're giving me these jobs that they're like literally giving me these jobs of things that people can do that are not connected to the government, like cooking and doing hair, doing nails. You could braid hair, whatever. The point I'm making, you could do wigs. I feel like somebody might be trying to get out of something or disconnect from something, but they feel like they don't have the skill and ability because they're used to working for someone or something. Somebody might be being warned, you have other skills. You can cut hair, you can do hair, you can braid hair, you can do wigs, you can cook, you can cater. You know, someone needs to know they need to be creative. Now, this Pope or clergy energy, I don't know, maybe someone was a part of something with this court official in the reverse. I will clarify it. I'll pull 2 more cards and then we're going to start clarifying. But they told me pull this for court official in the reverse. So don't get me wrong. There are people that are trying to separate their energy and literally get out of whatever they were connected to. And I do believe in that. I do believe, just like Lauryn Hill said, if you're not supposed to make mistakes and make changes in your life, just like a car, why did they put a wheel in a car? Because sometimes you're going the wrong way. And that wheel is so you can turn that car around and go the other direction. Okay? And sometimes we go the wrong way in our lives. And it doesn't mean you're doomed for eternity. You have free will. You have a choice. You don't have to stay connected to nobody that's toxic or anything. You can make a decision to listen to yourself, follow your own inner compass. It will cause a lot of changes in your life that might feel uncomfortable, but it might be good changes if you feel better every day, if you start to heal, if your mind, you find you're more at peace. These are good changes, okay? Give me 2 more cards and I'm going to start reading. So I feel like somebody might be trying to disconnect from something or come out of something. And that's what the sovereign citizen energy is. And I saw a caterer, hairdresser, and nail technician so far. Okay, give me 2 more cards. I'm clarifying court official in the reverse energy. Anything else? I have therapist here. Somebody might need a therapist. I don't know. What's court official in the reverse? Okay, that's the other one. Tarot card reader. Arab, Gypsy, Mid-Eastern community. Territorial, intimidated. Okay, when I made that card right there, that was the energy I was picking up on in the tarot community. It was almost like a thing where, and not to be using stereotypes, but I have to use stereotypes so you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Just like, you know, people stereotype and say black people, that's basketball basketball is a black person's sport or whatever the case may be, because of our build and whatnot. Some people feel like certain industries belong to them. Okay. Some people feel like certain industries belong to them. And I'm talking about stereotypically. Like they make fun of the East Indian, the 7-Elevens, like, oh, East Indians, Babu, they own all, East Indians have all the 7-Elevens. Okay. Ethiopians have all the parking lots in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Black people have all the basketball teams and football. Soccer belongs to Spanish and Africans. Baseball, that's for Spanish people. Just stereotypes. In the tarot card community, I picked up on some energy where there was some type of either Middle Eastern, Gypsy, or Arab community, wherein they were doing something illegally to make sure that other races of spiritually gifted men and women would not have the same exposure, would not be seen, would not get the same views. There was a whole bunch of manipulation involved because of people they were connected to, and they were doing something that was illegal to stop you from having exposure, stop you from making money. And it's because they felt like, how dare you come out here as a tarot card reader and get more views than me, or your connection to God, however you define God, your connection to a higher source, or your connection be stronger than mine, and your intuition be stronger than mine, and you get better messages than me, more intuitive messages than me. You're making more money than I am. You're getting more attention than me. So they were blocking people of other nationalities and other races, blocking their views. They were, what's it called? Shadow banning people of other races that were getting the real messages, that were getting a stronger signal spiritually. And they were allowing copycat energies that were of either Middle Eastern, Gypsy, Arab descent, or something like that. They were allowing them to copy what the people that were being shadow banned were doing, and letting them use your content and information to become wealthy and to make a lot of money and to appear like they're the ones that are truly spiritually gifted. That's when I made this card. I picked up on that energy. And the government was working together with them by allowing them to, have access, to technologically hack the computers and do these things. This would be YouTube. This would be TikTok. This would be, AdSense, how you get paid. This would have to do with the people that have access to control your views, subscribers, and things of that nature. Okay? So let me go ahead and jump in. I have therapist here. Tell me, what is this Pope clergy energy first? What is this Pope clergy energy? All right, the magician. Okay, so it's not no big secret. There's no big secret here that the Catholicism and the Catholic Church and the Pope, the Vatican, who has been trying to colonize religion all over the world and every culture, and get everybody under one religion, that it's all been about magic and doing rituals and utilizing the energy of other races and cultures all over the world to get them all in sync, so that they'll all give up the same energy during the same calendar at the same time for their rituals. That's why I open up to the magician when I'm clarifying the Pope or the clergy energy. So there's somebody that the cycle is over for doing this. Okay. So what they're saying with the world card here, the world card here means something is over. Something can't be done anymore. Enlightenment. And that enlightenment, again, is the spiritually gifted woman that has perfect clarity about how her energy was being utilized in a male-dominated society for the whole Piscean age. Because of the Aquarian age of awareness, communication, and information, men and women are aware of their divine feminine energy, how it's been being monopolized and used, and now they're using it for themselves when it comes to work, the Knight of Pentacles and the World card. That's the age of enlightenment is what they're talking about, which means we've learned the lessons. and the cycle's over for them to be able to keep us stuck in religious dogma with that Pope clergy energy. Now we can wake up out of it, and all the secrets are revealed. Chakras are not the devil. All these other man-made religions to control you, they're not the devil. When Christ and Buddha, which are titles, talks about love and the pathway to it, that's what they're talking about. The tree of life is the same thing as the pathway to enlightenment, which is basically learning how to love. Learning how to love and have empathy and compassion in conjunction with your intellect, the mental function. That means the mind that you use to make decisions to survive and function without empathy and compassion is a predator mind, wherein you can hurt other people and steal and take from other people without a conscience. But when we have and embody empathy, love, and compassion, and our heart chakra is activated, we don't have to function like animals, which are predators. We can function individually with empathy and compassion and think because we are of a higher mindset. We can think of ways to creatively, without hurting other people, manifest prosperity and abundance. Okay. And that's the Christ energy. The pathway to this is love by balancing your chakras. When you balance your chakras and put them in alignment by balancing your dark and light energy, balancing empathy and compassion with logic and intelligence and your intellect. And in doing so, all of your energy centers spiritually come in alignment, and your consciousness and awareness now is operating out of the highest chakra, which is your crown. When your crown chakra starts to open up, and then you have access to creative energy, doors open for you, which are connected to perception and wisdom. That means you see things differently. That means you can go to a park with no money, but a tire and some chains, okay? And maybe some magic markers and a big piece of paper. And you can find these items. And it could be both you and another person. One person, both could be homeless. One person will sit there in this big park and be like, I'm broke. I'll never get anywhere. I'll never go anywhere. I'll never make money. And I'm going to starve here to death. Okay. The other person is going to see a tree and see a tire and a chain and a sign. And they're going to, with their creative mind, they're going to hook up that tire with the chain to the tree. And they're going to make some kind of swing. And they're going to make a big sign at that park. They're going to make a big sign that says free 3-minute swing rides for children. And they're going to give it some fun name. And they're going to dress up like a clown or something. And they are going to be at that park every sunny day when it's full of parents and children. And they're going to make a swing and be making money. That means your creative mind, it doesn't have to be that scenario. But that means that you have the mind of creation. You will find a way when there's no way. Other people that will look and see no possibilities, you will look at the same things as them, and you will see a million possibilities and doors and avenues and ways to create. That's the difference between people that are operating off of a higher consciousness and lower consciousness, which is why copycats get mad, because of your access to perception and wisdom. You see things with spiritual eyes, creativity, whereas other people don't see anything but a tire and a chain that's useless. You understand? Okay. So whoever this Pope clergy energy is, it's someone that was working, doing spiritual magic and rituals for the Catholic Church. Okay. I have the Knight of Cups here. This someone that was working for the Catholic Church that might be about to go another direction in their life. Okay. What else about that Pope? So the cycle is over for the Vatican, the Pope clergy energy, being able to do rituals using the masses all over the world, being able to colonize thought by controlling religion. Now, tell me about this sovereign citizen energy. A page. Yes, somebody, something is too risky to do any longer. And someone, the Page of Wands is talking about someone, a fresh new start. Okay. So yes, someone is getting a fresh new start in life, and they feel like all they did was magic, or all they used to do was this. you're being told to invest in something about catering food business, or invest in, maybe if you're not a person that cooks or does hair and nails, braids, maybe they're telling you to invest in shops, or invest in someone that knows how to cook and run that business, where they want you to invest in a business whereby people are going to either rent a booth for you or work in a place doing hair, and you're going to own the hair place, or you're going to own some kind of food establishment and put the right people in there. Either way, take it as it resonates. Okay. Wife's therapist here. Okay. The magician in reverse. Was there a therapist doing spell work on somebody? Child, you can't trust these therapists connected to the government in their system. Clarify this therapist energy. Okay, a King of Cups reverse. This is somebody that is a gaslighter that will emotionally manipulate you. Child, you cannot trust no goddamn therapist in a I can't make it up. You can't trust a therapist that is in a capitalist society that is doing it for the money. This is somebody that's very emotionally manipulative. The King of Cups represents water, emotions. This therapist is emotionally manipulative, and they were trying to cause illusions, possibly even gaslighting somebody. Who was this therapist trying to emotionally manipulate somebody? So the Ace of Wands, somebody that was taking action for somebody. What's this Ace of Wands? What action was this person taking? To do something, they were trying to get someone to do something very quickly, maybe to attack somebody. See? So the people that they were using that with these entity attachments that are doing these rituals and magic and stuff, they literally have their own therapist that they have these people talk to. They literally have their own therapist these people talk to that they emotionally manipulate and gaslight. Some of these therapists might even try to sleep with these people. They might even try to sleep with these people to get control over their mind. How? Because sex is not just a physical act. Sex is a spiritual act. So if a therapist even has sex with you and sleeps with you while they're playing around with your mind, they've also dispatched an entity to attach to your crown chakra and to your sacral chakra. So if they want to do some sex magic and call your energy, they've got a cord spiritually attached to you, and they can make you think about them, and they can put thoughts on your mind by doing sex magic, because they've got a cord attached to you because of that entity that attached itself the first time you had sex with them and attached something to them. No therapist should be having sex with their clients any goddamn way. That's not therapy. That's abuse. Oh, I can't make it up. This is somebody that they were using. They were either trying to get someone to change their mind that was walking away. I can't make it up. The Ace of Swords means what? This is perfect clarity. This is the truth about what I've said. There's somebody that's walking away that has learned their lesson, and they had a therapist having sex with this person and talking to them and emotionally manipulating them. This could even be a masculine that they had a female therapist having sex with him. Now that's some therapy for your ass. You get you a masculine that's working for you, working for the Pope clergy of the Vatican, and his job is to do rituals and spell work and do things. And he decides he wants to go another direction. But the therapist that they gave him to talk to help him sort things out and see things their way is sucking his D. Sucking his D and giving him therapy to get him to either change his mind with judgment in the reverse, or to help them get some kind of judgment reversed over somebody. Can y'all imagine? I'm sure everybody lining up for that therapist. But that's what they do, especially if it's a man. Oh, we have a therapist you can talk to. Of course, she gonna mentally attach to him. She know how to get into his mind. I'm sure the therapist got big, gigantic breasts pouring over, and every therapy session, she's probably dressed like a naughty nurse. She probably dressed like a naughty nurse during every therapy session. Let me sit a little bit closer to you. Okay. Yeah, but that's what happened. So this is somebody that said they don't want to work for them no more. Maybe you should go talk to our therapist. And they were doing spell work on this person, man or woman. But it didn't work. The spell work backfired. Okay. Wow. And now somebody might feel powerless. Somebody is very sad. Someone is sad and they feel very powerless because something didn't work. Yeah. Somebody couldn't defend their actions and someone's under judgment. Okay. So this could be somebody that was a part of something, that could also be a witness, that could put somebody in jail, or somebody could be under judgment for something they did. And somebody that's walking away from this cult that's connected to the Vatican, that might be a witness in a case. They wanted this person, they had someone talk to a therapist to see if they can get this person to change their mind about testifying against somebody that might have been doing something to hurt or harm one of you all. It could be a copycat energy, could be a Leo with that strength card, to keep them from going to jail. There was a Leo that was doing spell work, doing death spells, and when the spell work didn't work, started having energy weapons used on someone. And not just energy weapons, she started trying to orchestrate to have someone come toward you in the physical to try to shoot you with a gun, have you kidnapped or beat up and assaulted. This Leo, because their magic wasn't magicking on you, they stepped over the line and decided they were just going to get gangster with you and have you beat up, have you raped, have you shot with a gun, followed, kidnapped. They really just went overboard. And I think that's when this person broke and was like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this anymore. We are only supposed to do things using technology and magic. We agreed that we would only use surveillance and spell work by manipulation, by like playing in love, catfishing people. I agreed to do love spells, binding work, catfish. We would surveillance phone messages, emails, text messages, so that we could manipulate people's emotions, so that we could frustrate them and do death spells on them. But I never agreed to use energy weapons on anybody. I never agreed to have nobody shot with a gun. I never agreed to have someone chased down and sexually assaulted, kidnapped, kicked in the stomach, punched in the face, and beat up. I didn't know that we were about to do all that stuff, okay? That's not something I signed up for. Somebody is going to jail and under judgment because when the magic didn't work, they got frustrated and decided to take it to the streets with you. And that's when somebody decided they didn't want to be a part of something anymore. And because of that, they sent this person to a therapist that would suck their dick and try to do therapy on them. Basically, the grapists grape their mind by emotionally manipulating them, using sexual tactics, and also trying to emotionally manipulate them. But this person is not crazy. They saw straight through it. The spell work backfired, and they've walked away from this community, and they're no longer doing rituals for the Vatican. They're no longer doing rituals for the Pope or the clergy, because they can't defend the action somebody took when they got frustrated because their magic wasn't magicking on you. Okay, what is this about this gypsy mid-Eastern community, Arab community that thought they had the handle on tarot card reading? A knight energy, okay. What? All right. Clarify this gypsy mid-Eastern energy. A narcissist is getting cut off. Okay. So there was somebody, a knight energy, that might be a tarot card reader. This person might have been used. So maybe this person does computers or something, computer science. This might be a hacker. This could be somebody that's a professional hacker, that might also be into witchcraft, that really knows how to manipulate things when it comes to views with YouTube, or they could be connected to a network of hackers. They were doing something for a knight energy. This could be a fire sign or someone that's part of some kind of Middle Eastern gypsy Arab community. They're a knight though. So it's a shallow energy, might not really be talented, a grifter, trying to do tarot card readers, but they don't really have any skill or ability. They wanted to use like a stereotype, like I'm an Arab, I'm of Arab descent, and I'm a tarot card reader. Maybe they have something tied around their head, looking like a gypsy or something corny like that. This person was helping them by manipulating views and doing something, but it looks like they might have cut this narcissist off. They cut off whoever this gypsy Arab Middle Eastern energy is. They cut them off a King of Pentacles. They could have been making this person a King of Pentacles because somebody couldn't defend what they were trying to do to you. So somebody was connected to someone that was might have been trying to get rid of you altogether if you're a tarot card reader. The King of Swords, the Ace of Cups. Yeah, somebody could have been overly emotional about something here. Yeah, someone could be an air sign about something that could have been communicated, that somebody changed their mind. They reversed the judgment. Okay, this person was being used by a whole bunch of people. Whoever this person is that's walking away from doing rituals for the Vatican, they might have been a hacker. They might have also been doing magic. They might have been doing a whole lot of different things for different people. So what I'm getting is they were also helping someone that is a tarot card reader, possibly to shadow ban maybe another real tarot card reader. And so this person would seem more talented, but this person's only a knight. They have no skills and ability at all whatsoever, but they were trying to help them with that. So that's what I'm picking up on. So this is what all this is about with all of this. Why are Jesuits here? Okay, we're done with that. With court official in the reverse are different people that somebody was working with to help them become successful off of divine, gifted, spiritually gifted women. Okay, and then with that main male energy, somebody has walked away. They tried to send a therapist toward him, but he's already announced, whoever this main male is, they have already made an announcement and communicated with the Page of Swords that they won't be helping these people any longer. Okay? They've already made an announcement. They're not going to be helping these people any longer. And that's why the Death card is here with fatality. Great fortune in the reverse. They're sad. These people are sad. Confirmation. These people I just mentioned, they're sad because he was making them rich. He was making them rich using his skills, talents, and abilities. Okay. He might be a high priest of some kind. All right. What is the energy crowning this energy? What is the energy crowning this read? Holy Divine Spirit. The Sun. Well, let's try. Yeah, somebody doesn't have the same energy for an air sign, a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini anymore. With the Six of Pentacles in reverse and that Justice card in reverse, somebody don't have the same energy anymore. They're not on the same page with this person any longer. I have the Sun here, or a Leo. This could be a Leo and an air sign. What is the energy? That's the energy crowning the read. They don't have. That's it. Okay. So one is the Queen of Wands, and they're closed emotionally. That's it. So the energy crowning this read is these two copycat energies. All right. So there are two There are two copycat energies, heavy copycat energies. One is a Leo, and the other is an air sign, a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. More specifically, a Libra. One is a Libra, and one is a Leo. These two copycat energies, they have entity attachments, okay? Like a demon has completely taken over their entire vessel. There was some kind of warlock energy that was born a high priest with already. This is someone that was born with their spiritual gifts and ability. I don't know how they came into warlocking, but they were born a high priest, okay? Spiritually, it's who they are. I don't know how they got into warlocking, but they were working for the Vatican or a Pope clergy energy. Yes? What? A Sagittarius? Or somebody, they cause an imbalance. Okay. somebody might be trying to cause an imbalance for somebody right now. The Eight of Pentacles reverse, because they didn't have the skill to orchestrate something, and they're trying to avoid a tower. Okay, somebody might. All right. Well, if I go off, y'all, if my power goes out, the cards are telling me my power might be about to go out, and somebody might be about to shut off the power. If that goes out, give me a second. I know how to. I have lights and stuff I can fix. But whoever this man is, for this Vatican Pope energy, he was born a high priest. He got into warlocking. And there were two copycat energies that made deals because they were unhealed from their childhood trauma. And they thought they were going to get a deal of a lifetime. They didn't realize they were selling their soul for so cheaply, and that the entity would completely take over their whole life and their vessel, and they wouldn't even get to enjoy whatever it was they were promised. It's again a Libra and a Leo, but these two energies are no longer going to benefit from whoever this man is, nor is this Pope Vatican energy he was working for doing rituals, nor are any of these other people. I don't know how this man was groomed, but whoever he is, they tried to use a therapist to suck his dick and to do spell work on him and use word salad and emotionally manipulate him. But after being around these demons for all this time, he's learned every tactic inside out, and he knows who they are because he was one of them. So now, in order to master yourself, you have to become the darkness so you can become the light. You understand? Because sometimes you have to go into the dark to fight the darkness for the light. Okay? It's all one and the same. We're both polarities. You can't know how to fight somebody that's from the street if you grew up being pampered and coddled and rich your whole life, and you've never been in a fight ever. People have always protected you and formed a circle around you, and you've never been in any kind of altercation at all, period. Okay? Then you would not have built up an immune system spiritually or physically, meaning you're unfamiliar with fighting and fighting tactics. So you're going to get your ass whooped. This is the reason why we have to be in the dark in order to master ourselves. You have to be toxic. You have to go through hell to get to heaven. Because if you don't spend time in the dark, you're not going to learn all the covert tactics that are used. The hidden, covert, emotional, manipulating, mask-wearing narcissists that know how to come in that know how to be a wolf in sheep's clothing and wear a mask. The emotionally intelligent vampires that know how to mimic an earth angel and to hide themselves. You have to really have a lot of discernment and be very keenly perceptive to pick up on imitation spirits that know how to look like an earth angel, talk like an earth angel, and move like one to the point where no one would ever know that's moving. You can't know those things unless you become a demon and you live in hell with the demons. You understand what I'm saying? So just like someone that grows up and has never been in a fight in their entire life, spiritually, when they got this therapist to try to emotionally manipulate this person and use sex as a tactic, this man has already been amongst the devils and been a devil himself, okay? And used those same tactics to emotionally manipulate and hurt other people in the past, okay? So they spend enough time in darkness to recognize and know other tactics so that they can know how to fight while their life is changing, okay? And because of that, that's part of their evolution. So the therapist that they hired has no power over him because of his discernment, because of the experience that he's had. This fire sign and air sign, these are two people where the entities have completely taken over their life, and he is closed emotionally to them. as well. So he's not going to help them anymore. The therapist is not working. Let's go. And these are copycat energies that he was all helping. What is the obstacle right now? Of course, they're going to fall on the floor. Okay. The obstacle is it's a missed opportunity for somebody. Okay, to get a new start. This page of wands, because somebody doesn't have the skill with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So the obstacle is, I feel like this page of wands might be whoever this tarot card reader was. They never had any skill and ability. They were never a tarot card reader. Whoever this is, they were helping, that's missing an opportunity, that's not going to get this new start. They were not called to read tarot cards. This is something that they saw somebody else do. This could be a younger fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sag. But whoever this person is, they don't know anything about tarot cards. They just saw somebody else that they admired doing it, that they were already jealous of, that they already had an unhealthy fixation on, and they saw what they were doing, and they decide, oh, that's what you're doing now? Okay, where do I find tarot cards? Let me do that too. I can't wait. Let me go shopping, and I'm gonna buy and I'm gonna set up my platform, but mine is gonna be cute because I'm gonna have a Prada bag right here, and I'm gonna design this. It's that type energy. It's someone that was not called. This is someone that was not called to do anything spiritual, but they're a copycat energy that just saw you and decided, oh, I'll be that too. I can do that too. I'll do it better than you. And matter of fact, see, you corny with yours because you don't have nothing nice. I'm gonna have a Gucci background for my for my readings, and then I'm gonna get that pattern from the Prada bags, and I'm gonna line the table with it, and then I'm gonna go shopping and buy a whole new wardrobe with push-up bras, and my hair is gonna be done with my nails. And when I do my readings, I'm gonna just look so cute because she raggedy child. She ain't doing nothing. My whole set, people gonna love me. I'm gonna put one of my new purses up every time I do a reading. This is a dum-dum, an idiot. This is one of those energies. A page of wands. Wands, sometimes this can talk about people that focus on their looks, okay? Or they can be very confident about their looks, okay? This would be someone that most of their act is about people wanting to look and see them. They want people to see their boobs. They want to dress sexy. It's not about a message at all whatsoever. I'm not a person of substance. I'm just kind of talking here. And I'll get people to watch me because of the way I dress and the different hairstyles I wear, and I like attention. You understand? This person, because the only way that they were able to be successful was this man. He was doing magic, and he was helping these people to do spell work to slow you down, to shadow ban you, to block you if you're on social media, or he was helping steal your energy. Whatever he was doing, it was helping this younger person, because they don't know their purpose. They don't know their calling in life. So they can't be successful if they don't even know who they are. This is a copycat energy that had some kind of trauma in their life that haven't been addressed yet through shadow work, wherein their solar plexus is imbalanced. And we all know your solar plexus is where your personality develops, a healthy personality, where you find out what your purpose is through self-discovery as you grow in a healthy way. Where you learn how to emotionally mature through your experiences and the healthy processing of those healthy experiences. But when you go through any kind of trauma in your childhood, as a baby, as a teenager, or what have you, whatever age that trauma you go through happens, that's the age oftentimes that causes a blockage in your solar plexus chakra. And when that solar plexus gets blocked, at that age and that point in your life, if you did not develop a healthy personality as of yet, now your personality is blocked, which means you're not going to find out what your purpose is, because your purpose is tied to your personality, because it has to do with who you are, your soul. what kind of soul you have, and your purpose here on earth. You understand? Whatever it is that you do. And once that's blocked, whatever level you were on emotionally, you become emotionally stunted from your growth because now your solar plexus is blocked. And that's where you're no longer focusing on developing yourself or developing your own purpose, but now you're fixating on other people who have already developed something that looks shiny, or they have something situated, or people that have already created some kind of foundation for who they are, their personality, a platform that showcases their talent, whether they're a singer, a painter, a chemist, a scientist, they play a violin, whatever your talent or ability is, your personality, because you have a healthy personality and you're healed, you developed it fully. And the copycat is now focusing on you because you're a finished product. Because of their trauma, it stunted their growth. This is where copycats are developed, when the trauma stunts their growth and development. Okay? All right. Somebody is very unhappy because either you're an empress, or someone could be pregnant, or someone could be a Libra. Take that, it resonates. So this person has missed an opportunity that could have copied somebody. What happened in the recent past, Holy Spirit? What happened in the recent past? In the recent past, the Ace of Wands reversed. Somebody didn't take action. So maybe someone turned down sex with somebody, okay? Or somebody's actions against you didn't work, okay. Somebody was in some destructive energy trying to get away with the crime against you. This could have been around your work or home environment, or while you were traveling, okay? Someone reversed an ending trying to do something destructive to you. So in the recent past, somebody reversed an ending. They could have hired a King of Pentacles to do something to hurt or harm or cause you some kind of imbalance. That could be a hole in your tire. That could be any kind of imbalance. Okay, that could be financially. That could be destroying your property, breaking in your home, whatever. But somebody is pulling their energy out of something now. Yeah. So they tried. Yeah. Right now, somebody's pulling their energy away from doing something to you. Okay. Tell me more. A Leo. Okay. So right now, a Leo had paid a King of Pentacles. This is somebody that is already established economically in their life. They make good money, or they're a business owner. They do well. This Leo found somebody that likes money, and they were paying them to create imbalances for you. If you had to plan something online, if you had a business appointment, by blocking you, sabotaging you, hacking you, whatever was done to you, that's who was behind it, this Leo. And what's going on right now? Clarify what's going on right now. This is a copycat that wanted to become you, okay? Whatever your purpose was, they would just copy it and do it better than you, okay? So right now, something could be going on with an Empress reverse. This could be an older man or a woman. But it's a woman I'm picking up on, and a high priestess here. Someone is taking very quick action. Okay, someone could be a high priest or a high priestess, and someone could be an empress in the reverse, or a Libra, and they can't sleep. They're stressed out right now because they know someone's about to get a brand new start. It could be this high priest. This might be who's coming toward you with an offer, with the Two of Cups. Okay. All right. What else, Holy Spirit? Someone, the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. So somebody might be getting a new start in their life, building something. Okay, but it's the Ten of Pentacles. Yep, they're in it to win it. The Five of Pentacles, the Five of Swords. Okay, victorious. You're gonna be victorious. Oh my God, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a contract or marriage. So this is where we are right now in this very moment. Let me go on and get ready for this prayer, because I've been on here I can keep going, but I was long-winded today, so I'm going to come back and do another one, possibly on my other platform. I'm getting ready for the prayer right now, though. So what I have for you is, for somebody, there's a high priest or somebody that was born with spiritual gifts and abilities just like you. This person with the Knight of Swords, they're about to come toward you very quickly, okay? And it's the Ten of Pentacles and the Hierophant. This could be a work contract, a business contract. The Hierophant talks about contracts, or it could be marriage. Okay. And throughout that marriage, you're going to manifest a 10 of Pentacles. And this is guaranteed and this is promised. I'm not making this stuff up. You see me shuffle these cards, it's here for you. The 10 of Pentacles and the Hierophant, that's marriage or a business contract. The 10 of Pentacles is great abundance with this business. You're going to be rich. You and this person coming toward you are going to be rich because both of you are this energy right here. You're connected to your higher intuitive function and they're coming toward you. And whoever these two copycat energies are, this Libra and this Leo, these are the two copycats with the entity attachments that are sick. They have trauma. They need to do shadow work. But the entities that have taken over them have completely taken over their soul and vessel. I don't think they thought that it would be this bad. I think that they thought that it wouldn't be too bad. I'm going to be living my best life, and all I have to do is house the entity. I'll control it. It's not going to control me. But it ended up taking over their whole vessel, and they did more than they bargained for. And now their life is miserable because it's almost like an exorcism energy with them. Like 1 minute, they're trying to be an earth angel. They're trying to take back over their own mind. And then the next minute, the entity comes back on. I fucked your mother. I'm talking about like the exorcism of Emily Rose. Y'all seen the exorcism movie, you know, when that entity was possessing the little girl and she was like, "Mommy, help me." And then that, "Shut up. I'm going to kill this bitch and then I'm going to kill you. Your mother's a whore." You know, this is what they're dealing with. This is what this Leo and Libra are dealing with. What 1 minute they're able to come out and to talk and to function on their own, and the next minute that entity pushes them to the back. Who are you talking to? I'm taking over this vessel. And it takes back over and they become hyperfixated on you because the entity wants your energy. And they took people that were already completely obsessed with you and they gave them access to the NSA. They gave them access to the police, the FBI, CIA, and all the government resources and systems. And they were like, "Go, here you go. You already are obsessed with this woman. And we want their energy for rituals. So we're going to put y'all in charge of stalking and monitoring and surveillance this bitch. So y'all can take all her energy and y'all can mimic her because we can't control her mind. She's in her north node. She don't need us to tell her what a real quality of life looks like. She doesn't subscribe to capitalism. She knows what real food tastes like. She knows what the real sky looks like. She knows what authentic love feels like. And she can think for herself. We can't control this woman right here. So she's not going to willingly give us her energy so we can use it for our own benefit so we can become wealthy. And because of that, this is the reason why we have to seek out women that are spiritually gifted and find the copycat attachments that are already stalking them and trying to get away with taking from them, and enable and empower them by bringing them into the fold, which is the secret society, and giving them the government surveillance tools they need to do a better job of what they were already doing. You understand? This is exactly what they've been doing. They find women that are spiritually gifted already, that are already doing well for themselves, that can think for themselves, that no one can control, that their systems can't control. And they find other women and men that are already obsessed with you. Because a woman with your type of energy are already going to have a whole bunch of copycat energies that are watching you. You're already going to have those type of energies watching you. And they go find one that's doing the most already, and they make them the offer. And that's who they bring in and enable with government resources to fully surveillance you and teach them how to energy harvest and do everything else, whatever other entity attachments they already had were doing. The only thing is when they make a demonic contract with them, the problem is it's a spirit that they can't control that takes over their whole vessel. But because the person is already familiar with you, that's why they're the perfect vessel to use because the person is already familiar with how you move and everything about you because they were already obsessed with you. But it's over for them because the spiritual practitioner that was helping them is no longer going to be a part of whatever they were spiritually enabling them to do. And it's over. Give me a final message, Holy Divine Spirit, so we can close this reading out. Even if they wanted to heal, okay? Even if these women wanted to heal, they're dealing with, again, this exorcism type situation that they're in. It's like The Exorcist. Even if because I think it came out before where one of them went to a high priestess to cleanse the entity off of them, and they successfully did it. And they stopped watching you for a little while, and they tried to go another direction in their life. But the entity came right back because they were like, heifer. It's like the entity took their ass to court. They took their ass to spiritual court and was like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Yeah, I know what you did. You got me cleansed out your energy. But no, bring the evidence. Bring that contract right back here. Remind this bitch about that day she walked in here crying and begging, talking about, I'll take a blood oath. I'll do anything to be better than that bitch. You could have my soul. I don't care. I'm going to get a house to stay in. You're going to give me a car and make my life better. I'll do whatever. I don't care. You're going to give us a blood? You're going to take a blood oath? Yes, I will take a blood oath. You're going to allow this entity to enter into your vessel and take over? Yes. If I'll get one up and do better than collective, I'll give you whatever you want. Look, here's her blood. Here's the contract. And here, yeah, there's an entity that took this heifer to spiritual court, took her ass to spiritual court after she had the entity cleansed out. I think it was the Libra. They had the entity cleansed out, and that entity took her ass to spiritual court and said, oh, no, you don't. You ain't going nowhere. I don't know what you've been told, like in the military, but this is the contract we signed. It's almost like, you knew that he was abusive and you knew he was crazy, and you got the police to get his ass up out your house, and you got his ass evicted. You were like, yes, I'm finally free. I got the police to kick him out because he abusive all the time. And that last fight we had, was just too much. He got to go. It's enough. I can't do it no more. Let me, call the police and tell them I'm scared, and tell them my kids are scared, and get his ass taken out of here. And then you get his ass taken out, and a few hours later, he posts bail or whatever. He get back out and come through the window and come right back in your goddamn house with a lease. With a copy of a lease that you signed with this mofo. And you call the police again, ma'am. He on that mortgage. Ma'am, is his name on that mortgage too? Ma'am, does he get mail at your house? That's what we want to know. Did you say he could have this address? Does he get mail here? Then you got to go through the court system to get him put out. And if his name is on that lease, good luck. That's exactly what happened with this entity. You understand? They let that entity sign on that lease with their soul and agreed this vessel is your home too now. And then she tried to be slick and go to a high priestess or a preacher, okay, which is the police, the spiritual police, and get that entity cleansed out in the middle of the night. I'm scared. I want it gone. And she got that entity cleansed, and that entity took her ass to spiritual court. No, you don't, bitch. We got a contract, and I get mail in your vessel. I live here. My name is on the lease. Both of us signed. And I'm staying here, bitch. I'm not, you got me put out, but I'm back. And I'm bringing somebody with me because my name is on the lease. Final message, Holy Spirit, the death card. That entity is going to be attached to one or more of them until death. It's going to drive them crazy until they either take their own life or they get into some self-destructive energy due to an entity attachment on the crown chakra. Because when you have an entity attachment on the crown chakra, it can cause self-destructive behavior. So a lot of people, and young people especially, that you see in the news in this crazy self-destructive behavior is because they have an entity attached to their crown chakra. So that death card clarified that death card. There could be an Aquarius here, a Scorpio. The spell work backfired. Yes. A Scorpio and an Aquarius, or an Aquarius could have orchestrated someone to do death spells on you, and it has backfired on you or somebody else, on you or the person. I can't make it up. On you or the person coming towards you. But it was too much of a, okay. So it was an Aquarius that orchestrated somebody or a group of people to come do death spells on you with this Six of Cups in real time. So that means over the past few days, real time is like in the past few days, this Aquarius literally orchestrated and organized some people to come together to do death spells on you. But the spell work backfired. Killing you is too much of a burden for this Aquarius. So the Ten of Wands in reverse, they have to let it go. If you remember, this Aquarius, and everything is divine timing, this Aquarius is the one that had a contract to locate gifted women. This is the Aquarius that had the contract to locate and the resources because of the secret society that gives them free access to all government resources to stalk, monitor, locate, find, and isolate spiritually gifted women, okay, through government resources. So this is the Aquarius that literally was going around seeking out families of women in different cultures, in all communities, looking for spiritually gifted women so that they could start their contracts, bribing their family members to isolate them, making them offers, basically purchasing spiritually gifted women and trapping them and isolating them so that they could energy harvest from them. That's who this Aquarius is. But whoever you are, you broke out of this shit. You said, not today, Satan. Whoever you are, you said, Satan, not today. And you escaped from this. And that's why they came for your neck like that. They're like, no, you can't become financially independent. No, you can't break free of this system. And they've been doing death spells on you and chasing you around ever since. Yep. But you got a new start. Right now, because you're getting a new start right now. That's what I'm hearing. Because you're getting a new start. You broke out of their system. You broke out of their system and you're getting a new start. You might be that sovereign citizen energy I picked up on that's being told to invest in cooking or invest in something having to do with doing hair or cutting hair. I don't know, you could be a man or a woman. Whoever you are, you're breaking free of the system and they're telling you, you could be someone that just know, even if you take fish and drop it and travel around with some kind of thing where you fry fish or chicken and sell it with French fries, whatever. There's somebody in sovereign citizen energy, okay? Someone in some kind of sovereign citizen energy that needs to look into cooking and alternative sources of making money. Cooking something that's easy and fast, like fried food, something fast and quick, or even rice and soup, something quick that people could, you could sell quick. Either way, cooking or hair and nails. That's what's being suggested to whoever I'm talking to. But you were able to break free of their system, and that's why they came for your neck like that. Okay, that's why they came for you the way they did, because you broke free of anything that they could use to bind you. All right, give me one final card, and we're gonna end this read. All right. All right. Final card, final message. Woo. Okay. Wow. Okay. This hit courage. Okay. If you see, courage got knocked over. My cards don't fly all over for no reason. my cards literally are energetically carried over to whatever card it's crossing with. Just like anybody, any other good tarot card reader, it happens to them too. The same thing. I see it. That's when cards, they cross other cards. The energy moves it around. But I say that to say the Devil in reverse and the Page of Swords knocked over the Courage card. So the person coming toward you that has a lot of courage because they walked away from something, I have the Devil in reverse. So that means somebody doesn't mean you any harm, okay? And they want to communicate toward you. Or if that's not the same person, there's someone that's coming toward you to communicate with you, or someone's going to communicate with you. And they have a lot of courage, and the Devil in reverse, okay? Because it could be multiple. Right now, in case you're unsure, there are a lot of people that are walking away from the cults, covens, because they're getting bad karma. They're seeing people's children dying. There's people losing jobs. People are seeing now the cons of things they signed up for spiritually because they didn't know and they didn't do their research. All they know is somebody offered them a new car or an almost new car. People, just like that Russian that was going around trying to embarrass and exploit women that are in economic situations that are vulnerable. A lot of people that agreed to sign up for these covens, cults, and to do this type of work, a lot of them were exploited because they were already in some kind of economic vulnerable situation. Like a woman that her husband left her, and she got 3 kids, and right now she's juggling, and it's 10 feet of snow on the ground, and she don't have enough money to make her rent. She about to have to move her 3 kids into a motel that is horrible, and she don't have transportation. Hey, we'll give you a brand new truck and get you this amount of money and help you. It's exploiting people. It's different reasons that people signed up for this type of work. Some people did it just out of their unhealed wounds. Everyone is not poor. Everyone is not at an economic disadvantage. But a lot of people are at an economic disadvantage. And that's why they target them, because they're the easiest targets. You understand? That's why I don't call everybody out that's in this energy doing things for money, because a lot of people are in really tough situations, financially, that would do anything for money because they don't eat every single day. Some people have children that don't eat every day. You understand? I'm more so calling out the people with the money that are paying them to do these types of things. You understand? So with this Tower energy, someone's going to communicate with you, the Devil in reverse, and this person has a lot of courage, okay? And it's going to be a Tower, okay? Because they're not taking any more risk with these people. So this could be someone that was connected to them that wants to communicate with you. I'm going to leave it right there. Guys, you know how much I love you. I am QUAN Yin, and this is I Have No Cut Cards Tarot. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and go into the prayer. Anybody that wants to join us for this prayer and affirmation, you are more than welcome to. It is a glorious Monday. A new starts. Spring has sprung. Well, not quite yet, but it's here. It's coming. And we are getting new starts everywhere. Okay, karma is hitting all over the place for all these demonic people that sign contracts. I'm going to be honest. I don't have no damn pity for someone that's just doing it for unhealed reasons. Not because your kids' bellies are literally touching their backs, but just because out of jealousy. I even understand more a person that might got children and it's 10 feet of snow outside, and you just got fired from your job. You might be a single mother, and you barely have enough food, and it's something going on with you. I have more empathy. I'm going to be honest. I have a little more empathy for that, because you're in survival mode. You're in survival mode, and you're not thinking about balancing your dark and light energy when your stomach is touching your back. You understand? Most people are like that. And I know if it's live or die, and I'm starving, I'm a steal. Okay? Yes, I'm going to steal some food if my stomach is touching my back. I'm not making enough money to eat. I'm working at Walmart. Baby, if I'm barely making enough money to feed myself and my kids, and I'm working at Walmart, the night shift, loading boxes or Kroger or somewhere, you're goddamn right. I'm gonna open up the boxes in the store and steal and eat, and then I'm gonna stuff my purse with some food and whatever else I need to eat and take home and fix it up. And I'm gonna be friends with security and friends with everybody else that's not making enough money to take what they need home. You goddamn right. Okay? You're goddamn right. During slavery, real quick, chattel slavery, you're goddamn right, people were stealing and stealing food. Because you were the theft. Somebody stole your ass. During slavery, you were the theft. You were the stolen item. Somebody stole your ass. So whatever the hell you had to do to survive, y'all get my point. Y'all are smart people. I show gratitude for my collective of the highest vibration of love. I show gratitude for the Most High God, Yeshua, Christ, Jehovah. I show gratitude for my ancestors of the highest vibration of love, my angels, my guides, my ascended masters. I show gratitude right now for earth, wind, and fire, both the group and the elements. I show gratitude right now for my complete restoration. Right now, I show gratitude for my collective of the highest vibration of love's restoration, spiritually, energetically, emotionally, mentally, financially. Restoration, I show gratitude for right now. I show gratitude to the Most High God, Yeshua, Yao, for each and every planet with all the wisdom of God that was put in place, all bearing its own unique energies and frequencies that, when echoed out with the vowels, help get our prayer requests granted, whether we're trying to attract or whether we're trying to repel, whether we're trying to get the good contracts and business, new job of Jupiter, or we're trying to attract business of Venus. Either way, thank you for every frequency and vibration of every planet with the wisdom of God that was put in place to help get our affirmations and prayer requests granted. Oh, Holy One, the moon that sits at the head of Mercury, Venus, the sun, Mars, Jupiter, contracts, Jesus, Saturn. Right now, I command every demonic spirit in this life, every demonic spirit in this environment, every demonic spirit in this environment and place to get out of my house, get out of my life, get out of my environment spiritually, energetically, get out of my aura right now. For Umima is a consuming fire. Right now, I release fire on every demonic spirit coming against my ministry, my life, my collective of the highest vibration of love. Anyone using anything or anyone in this life, in this energy field to cause any spiritual, financial, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, or energetic imbalance with negative energy to me or anyone that's a part of this life. Right now, I sanctify this live and prayer with holy fire of my Holy Spirit, which is my Kundalini violet flame, in the name of the Most High God, Yeshua. Let the fire of Yao, Yeshua, flood this prayer for cleansing and redemption right now in the mighty name of Jehovah. Right now, I command every witchcraft-inspired warfare in my life against my finances to cease right now in the name of Jesus. Right now, I command every witchcraft-inspired warfare in my life to cease right now in the name of Jehovah, in the name of Yeshua, Yao. Every witchcraft-inspired warfare against my energy, against my ministry, against my spirit, my finances, my relationships, cease right now in the name of Jehovah. Cease right now in the name of Yeshua. Cease right now on every plane of existence, through every energy body, in earth and on heaven. I bind you in earth. I bind you on the heavenly realms right now. Burst into flames and scatter right now to the ground. In the name of Jesus. Burst right now and scatter. In the name of Jehovah. Jeremiah 46:17. For this day the Lord God of hosts, a day of vengeance, that I may be avenged of my adversaries. And the sword shall devour them, and it shall be made satiate and made drunk with their blood. Break every bow and cut every spear. They did cry there. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, is but a noise. He had passed the time appointed. Every enemy known and unknown, seen and unseen, fighting me right now. Expire by fire. Every enemy expire right now. Every enemy in motion. Every Pharaoh in motion. Expire right now. Expire in motion. Every Pharaoh of my life. Expire right now. In the name of Jesus. Expire in motion. Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak grievous things, proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. Silence the tongue of every campaign of calamity against me right now. Silence the tongue of every one chanting against me. Every war strike, every scorch of tongue, every war caused by tongue of man against me, be silent in the name of Jesus. Be silent in the name of Jehovah. Silence right now. Silent. Be silent. Let me not be ashamed, O Lord. I have called upon thee. Let the wicked be ashamed. Let them be silent in the grave. Whosoever will enter coffin, or sleeps with the dead, or worships the dead, or washes the dead, to wage war against me, in the name of Christ Jehovah, in the name of Yeshua, Yah, let them be silent in the grave. Let my enemies be silent in the darkness. Silence in the grave right now. Silence them right now. Silence them. The wicked shall become silent in the darkness. Silence in the darkness. I command every lying tongue. I command every lying, chanting, wicked tongue to be silent right now. Chanting witchcraft against me right now. Whatsoever I bind in earth is bound in the heavens. And whatsoever I loose in the earth is loosed in the heavens. I bind every lying, chanting tongue, chanting witchcraft against me right now in earth and on heaven. Be silent right now. In the name of Jesus, I bind your tongue in earth and on heaven. I bind every tongue speaking and chanting witchcraft against me right now. Every witch and warlock astral projecting to me right now in my environment, hawk their horses and split their tendons so they can be immobilized. I command every witch astral projecting to my environment, let their silver cord be cut off right now. Let my angels and ancestors cut off their sea backwards, cause their airplane in Merkaba crash malfunction. Let them fall and cause their death right now. Let every witch and warlock flying or crawling in my environment, every witchcraft bird, every witchcraft fly and mosquito, every witchcraft cat crawling in my environment, let every witch and warlock flying or crawling in my environment fall down and die right now. Break every bow and bend and twist every wing. Burn their chariot with fire. Cause their witchcraft cats and birds' wings to break right now in motion. Let them fall out the sky. Let the oxygen go out of their lungs. Let them collapse and die where they stand instantly. Let their wings break, causing them to crash and die right now. Let the enemies of my progress be openly disgraced right now. Let the enemies of my child be disgraced right now. Let every witchcraft coven flying against my destiny, every witchcraft cat placed in my environment against my destiny, die right now in the mighty name of Yeshua. Die right now. Let them flying against my destiny fall out the sky and be disgraced and exposed right now. As they take off, they shall crash. As they take off, they shall crash and die right now. Let the enemies of my progress be openly disgraced. Let the enemies of my child be disgraced. Let every witchcraft coven crawling or flying against my destiny fall out the sky and die right now and be disgraced. Whosoever is flying for my sake as a witchcraft bird, in the name of Christ Jehovah, crash land, scrape, break your ass and die. Whosoever is crawling on the ground as a witchcraft cat against my life, let the oxygen go out their lungs and let them die right now. Wherever they crawl, wherever they fly, against my soul, crash and die right now in the name of Christ Jehovah. Right now. I'm going to say a prayer today for generational curses. Once again, I say the prayer they tell me to say, okay, on certain days. So this is a prayer for generational curses. For those of you that can last, I know I'm long-winded. Here we go. I show gratitude for the gift of life, Ababa. Erase the karma of my past life and present. I thank you for your mighty hand upon my life and purpose and protection from the evil eyes of evil souls. I humbly request for pardons of all of my transgressions and shortcomings. Let divine mercy speak for me right now. I come to you right now for deliverance from every ancestral and generational curse right now. Hear my voice today and deliver me in the mighty name of Yeshua, Yahweh, Jehovah, the Most High God. I thank you for deliverance from every form of bondage, of ancestral and generational curses. By your mercy, erase every one of my sins and the sins of my ancestors that have led to these generational curses. As we engage in this prayer to break ancestral and generational curses at work in our lives, right now I cover myself and my collective of the highest vibration of love with the sacred seal of protection of our Kundalini violet flame, which is our Holy Spirit, to engulf and encase around us from the crown of our head to the sole of our feet, to protect us, to dispel and repel every demonic spirit, every negative evil eye energy sent toward us, every enchantment of witchcraft pit against us. Right now, I cancel every contract and agreement with. Burn to ashes to the ground and scatter in the mighty name of Jehovah. Right now, we cover ourselves with the precious blood of Christ. Right now, in the name of Yeshua. Abatachin hoy, besamai mitino, samiyi kadis, mangista timta, fakadit, besamai in the hornet, in the hoop, bamadar to whom. Yalet in jera chinin sitanzare, badela chinanem yiker berlin, in ya yabadalunin yiker and daminel. What if atanam, atat ban, kukafudulu, adaninji, mangif yantanatana, Hylam, Mizganam, Levalalamu, Amen. Bopsum, Bopsum, Bamemphis, Kadusum, and Amlak, Amen. Bopsum, Bopsum, Bamemphis, Kadusum, and Amlak, Amen. Bopsum, Bopsum, Bamemphis, Kadusum, and Amlak, Amen. I release myself from every inherited generational bond, curse, and agreement right now. I take an axe to every evil plantation in my life right now as a result of ancestral curses. Let the fire of the Holy Spirit cleanse and flush out of my system right now every satanic deposit in me as a result of generational curses right now. Right now, I release myself from the grip of every problem that was transferred into my life from my mother's womb. Let that Kundalini violet flame of my holy fire, that is my Holy Spirit, cleanse by fire and unblock through every energy body on every plane, on the etheric plane, on the ethereal plane, on the astral, mental, physical, and emotional plane. Cleanse by that holy fire and unblock every chakra. Cleanse every organ, my cellular DNA, my nervous system, and all of my chakras. In the mighty name of Yeshua, Yahweh, the Most High God, every satanic deposit, we cleanse out by fire. Every entity attachment, we cleanse and remove. That was attached at birth. That was attached through toxic connections, toxic relationships, through sex. We cleanse every entity attachment with the fire of the Holy Spirit, which is our Kundalini violet flame. In the mighty name of Christ Jehovah right now, we cleanse it out of every energy body on every plane by the Most High God, by the authority of Christ. I break and loose myself from every form of demonic bewitchment right now. I release myself from every evil domination and control right now. Let every gate that was open to the enemy by my foundation, let it be slammed and sealed, shut forever. Right now, in the mighty name of Jehovah. Right now, I cleanse myself from every inherited curse. I break every foundational or generational curse at work in my life in the mighty name of Yeshua, the Most High God. I command every evil blood covenant at work in my life to be canceled. Catch fire right now. Burst into flames and scatter. Burn to ashes to the ground and scatter and trouble me no more. In the mighty name of Christ right now. Burn up. Right now, I command you. Scatter by fire. Every ancestral curse on my family, dismantle and scatter by fire right now. Let every generational man of the graveyard contracted to provide and protect for us in exchange for our glory, let him be nullified and neutralized by the power of the Holy Spirit. Let every strong man or woman of the family that was set to cut short our glory, let him be cast into the fire along with their intentions and be destroyed forever. I cancel every generational curse in my family of early death in my family right now by the word and authority of the Most High God, Christ, Jehovah, Yeshua, Yahweh. I cancel every blood covenant in my family of darkness that the first sons and daughters of my family are and have been initiated into. I disengage myself from every initiation of blood of darkness entered into by my ancestors, by the fire and the authority of Christ Jehovah, by the Holy Spirit of that Kundalini violet flame of fire. Right now, bring me out of every generational cage where I have been kept. Release me right now from every ancestral and generational curse that has kept me in my glory. Let every ancestral and generational curse of stagnation and limitation at work in my life, at work in my children's life, at work in my child's life, let it break right now and be dismantled by holy fire on every plane, through every energy body, by the authority of the Most High God, Yeshua. Right now, I command every serpent that was brought by our ancestors and is now a curse to us to be destroyed by holy fire. Right now, I break the hold of every and any python doing dream work in the physical or the spiritual, in my life, in the lives of our children, in the mighty name of Yeshua. I command every python still swallowing our glory to die and release our blessings financially right now, in the mighty name of Yeshua, the Most High God. I cancel every scene in my house, praying on the blood of the innocent in my house. I break the curse of every and any snake rearing its head against any member of my family. In the name of Yeshua, the Most High God, I break the stronghold of every foundational strong man at work in my life and family. Catch fire right now. Break every ancestral and generational curse that has held us down in my family and allow peace and freedom to abide. Right now, I break every generational exchange of glory in our family lineage to be broken in the mighty name of Yeshua. All these ancestral and generational curses, they are now broken. Psalm 24:9, it states, "Lift up your heads, all ye gates, and be lifted, you ancient doors, so the King of glory may come in." Every ancient gate and door in my family, by that fire of that Kundalini violet flame of my Holy Spirit, I command you to be lifted away from me and my child, my children, my family, so the King of glory may come into my family. Ancient gate of poverty, I command you to break. Ancient gate of dysfunctional, sexually abusive polygamy, financially abusive polygamy, break. Every ancient gate of premature death in my family, break right now. Ancient gate of narcissistic abuse in my family, break right now. Every ancient gate of psychological abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse in my family, I command you to break right now. I command every ancient gate of promiscuity due to low self-esteem and sexual abuse in my family, I command you to break. Every ancient gate of stupidity in my family, I command you to break right now. latching gate of dysfunctional behavior and backwards thinking in my family due to low self-esteem and unhealed wound and incomplete shadow work. I command you to break. Lack of organizational skills, lack of discipline sexually, economically, lack of financial discipline, backwards thinking, stupidity in my family, lack of being able to prioritize. Break in the mighty name of Yeshua. I command you to break dysfunctional thinking in my family. I command you to break and be lifted away from our lives forever. Abracadabra. I will create as I speak. I command it. In the name of the Most High God, Yeshua, I command it. By the light of the eternal flame, I release all ties that bring me pain, from hex and from bind, from spell and from chain. I reclaim my power, whole and sane. Through ancestral lines, I now ascend. All wounds and shadows, I transcend. No force can hold, no bind can stay. I walk in light, I clear my way. With sovereign will, my soul, it's free. It is protected by divine decree, by earth, by fire, by air, and by sea. I am whole, I am pure, I am free. May the blessings be. I now close all portals and sever all energetic cords that no longer serve me, and fully reclaim my divine power, sovereignty, and light. May the blessings be, mote it be, so shall it be. Ashe. Collective. Well, child, why do I feel like at the end of my readings, it's like, when church on Sundays would end, and now everybody walking around, greeting everybody, coming out of the pew, everybody, talking to the people on both sides of them, when the pastor was like, now turn to your left, now turn to your right. It's like at the end of my readings, it almost feel like, when service end and everybody's still talking in the sanctuary, and hugging and kissing on everybody before they walk out the church. Everybody standing in the doorway. You smell greens and chicken and macaroni and cheese cooking in the back. But their funky asses want to sell a plate for between $8 and $13. Now I'm playing. And the bake sale going on, and you just want a piece of coconut cake or lemon cake, so you're just gonna wait till the end when they have a scrap and see if somebody gives something to you for free. That's what it feel like, don't it? Y'all, thank you so much for your energy. Your energy at these prayers. I wouldn't even care if you missed the reading. Show up for the prayer. Show up for the prayer. We do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The prayer and the affirmation, the Abracadabra, which means in Hebrew, which Disney took abracadabra from abracadabra, which is the Hebrew word for I will create as I speak. You're transmuting energy. You're creating with your words. Visuddha, the throat chakra. You're creating on the spiritual realm. Your words are spells. What you want to manifest physically, you're the magician, and your mouth is how you're creating. You understand? Your mouth is how you are creating with your words in what you invoke. Okay? Abracadabra. I will create as I speak. Okay? I thank each and every last one of you. Louise Sheeman 999, General Master Kayla 27, Joseph J1U, Divine Waters of Truth. I know I've seen Empress Love Fox that one. Random Jones. Yes, thank you guys. Diane Garrison. I see y'all. And anybody new, welcome. Jessica Berry 87. Welcome. Thank you for the prayer. Hell R1V. Let me see. And anyone that's not in the live, that's just observing and watching the reading, I thank you for watching and joining us. Your energy is everything. I can feel everybody's energy. Elect or Eclect Melanin 7. Thank you so much and welcome. Okay. I love each and every last one of you. I know everybody's not in the live that's a part of this read, but your energy, being a part of this, I do love and appreciate every last one of you. And I thank you. I know it feels like a black church, but everybody is welcome here. Ginger, Gladden, Empress High Priestess, yes, Rhonda, Empress High Priest, Empress Love. Yeah, I know it feels like a black church. For anybody, everybody's welcome. But I'm just saying, I know the end of my readings after prayer, it feel like a black church. If you ever been to a black church, that's what it feel like. When you saying bye to everybody and you still standing around, and the organist is still playing the little background music that he played while the pastor preached. That's cultural actually. In Africa, it was part of our culture. When the storyteller or the person that's telling a story or giving a message is talking, somebody would be in the background playing the drums or playing the flute. And you see that same connection in the church with Black Americans when the pastor is preaching and talking and doing something, and you got the organist and the drummer, with the drums, and the organist, he jazzing it up, with the music in the background. That's where that come from. It's the same back then, the same thing today, right? Okay. Child, I ain't even want to tell y'all. This morning, somebody tried me when I returned home from my trip over the weekend. I told you I rode through the countryside. I took a bus trip through Rwanda, Uganda, and Kenya. Child, it was so therapeutic. I didn't feel no witchcraft, no spell work, no nothing. Got a break from it all. And then the only other thing more therapeutic for me is going to the ocean and beach. But riding through the countryside and seeing all those healthy, beautiful, vibrant people, in nature and all the growth and just fresh air, that was everything. It was therapeutic watching all the food growing on the trees just naturally in that fertile soil. It was such a blessing just to be able to experience that. And it wasn't expensive either at all. And for me, I like train rides. I like bus rides and train rides where in no technology, I turn my phones off, and I could just sit by the window, and that really allows my mind to access other realms. I'm just looking at nature, and my mind gets to drift off. No technology. I'm just observing nature, the colors, the animals, the beautiful people, and appreciating it. Nothing comes close to it except me going to the ocean and the beach. Okay, but I returned home after that over the weekend, and being here, somebody put a cat with brand new kittens in front of my door. Right? Like, I'm not gonna know after all the other stuff been done to me that what you trying to do to me. You understand? Like I have an overactive heart chakra, like that heifer, that heifer tarot card reader be talking about. If we put a cat maybe with kittens in front of her door, like, I don't know, she talking about me. Maybe because she got overactive heart chakra, maybe she'll take the cat in and we could use that to spiritually spy, and she'll take it as a pet. This bitch said this in a tarot card reader, one of the ones I told her about. And then now I have a cat with brand new kittens in front of my door. Child, y'all don't get this demonic witchcraft cat the hell out my damn compound. And they did. They jumped over my fence and tried to put it there when I woke up, hoping I would take that dirty motherfucker in. Rabies infested. I could see the devil in that cat's eyes with his little demonic babies. Don't be playing with me like that. Don't be playing with me like that. Shoot. I don't want to say that online. But, I know an animal when it got demons. Oh, no, I had my cats. And at a certain point, a warlock had actually, when I was still in Georgia, they had taken over or saw my boy cat. he did something to my cat too. But a complete strange cat with babies, what I look like, you know? It's almost like the guys, when they get the woman on the dating show, and she already made family. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, I'm talking about an entitled, low vibrational, entitled woman that don't got no money, don't got a pot to piss and pour it out or throw it out of, and she got about 4 kids by 4 different men. And she, what you want on the Kendra dating show? And she said, he got to make, well, I got 4 kids, and he got to make at least $250,000 a year because I got 4 kids. What you expect? And he can't have no kids. I mean, I might have one more. If he want a baby, I'll give him one. And Kendra drawing a picture of a stick figure with a big ass head, like, where this imaginary man that you got 4 kids by 4 different daddies, and you really think that this man with no children that making $250 a year, that's dark skin, 6 foot tall, look like Idris Elba, and he gonna be with you? Basically, that's what they telling me, putting a cat with kittens in front of my door. That ain't my goddamn cat. I don't want no goddamn stray cat with no newborn kittens and shit. The hell? It'd be one thing if it was my baby all set and all saw and she got pregnant, but she couldn't because I got her spaded. Of course, her babies would be my babies because that's my baby. But you don't put no goddamn demonic ass, and you can see the demon in the cat eyes. You don't put no demonic ass, nasty, rabies infested, dirty ass cat in front of my goddamn door with no baby, newborn baby, demonic kittens. You better get this. All right? I didn't want to say the words, but don't play with me. Shit, don't be playing with me. Yeah, I got empathy for some things and some animals, but not that shit. I know a demon when I see one. Collective, I know I always be having stories for your asses. Y'all know how much I love you. And I'll let you know how things go. I'm still working on a lot of things. New projects that I'm going to be doing in the future. One of them, I told you, I'm going to start another channel that's going to be very positive. I'm not going to be talking about anything negative on there. And it's going to actually, I'm going to take you all with me on tours, not low quality like the camera I walked around with on Thanksgiving, but I'm going to actually give you tours of me going around East Africa and visiting places. I'm going to show you houses and homes and set an email up where if you're interested in a house, you can contact me. If you got some questions, if you think about relocating, you contact me. We'll work something out. Either way, I want to start a lot of new projects, and it's going to be on a different channel where there will be no negativity at all. I don't want anything negative connected to anything that has to do with, my living situation and anything else I do. Okay. I want to keep it completely separate from this channel. Okay. Guys, I am QUAN. This is I Have No Cut Cards Tarot. I have all the love in the world for you guys. I'll see you later. Y'all have a great Monday and have a blessed week.